I am sure sports. You know me there, I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices. Add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
All right. This is the second show of the day, and I promise you, it is going to be a good one. It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be, it's not going to be Kronke, of course. Though the primary host for this one goes by that moniker, right? And that is because he one day wishes and hopes to be the owner of the great club in England, the best one in London. You understand me? The top club in all of London, that is. They are not just the first, they don't just begin with the first letter of the alphabet. They are indeed the top club in London, right? So one day, my primary host today, Mr. Stan Kronke, he goes by that name, wishes to own a major part of that club. Also want you to know that I wish I had him to question on other matters concerning Kingston College, but he keeps bobbing and weaving like Muhammad Ali in the ring. He doesn't want to deal with any Kingston College issues, so he has aptly chosen to focus on the EPL and not the KC. You understand me? But I will let him come and explain for himself yes, what is going on with. Well, you know what? Let's keep Kingston College out of this. We will not banter him anymore. So he's going to answer all your tough questions about who flopped and who did not, about who is the best team, the best player. You know, the man who took off his shirt most often in the league, in celebrating goals that were called back. And you know, if you say EPL, Demo is going to give him a hard time. I should just say Demo the link. He's already cooling down the fire of Demo. He just had some cool.
So man, I'm gonna answer the Casey questions like you answer the questions about being manager of the Jamaica Reggae Boys. that's my answer. I'm gonna answer it the same way you answer. Whatever answer you use, I'm gonna answer it. I would say one thing about Casey, which is, you know, Chelsea had an owner who believes in winning. That's the only outcome. So if you know in Chelsea's history how many managerial changes they've made, that's how we operate in sports. You don't win, you gotta go. That's all I see about Casey. Move on
That's
from that.
Casey. Okay.
Yes.
But the last coach that won left.
But even when you win, didn't you know the Chelsea manager won the Champions League and got fired the next year? Even when
Yes.
you win, management, it happens. You may have to go.
Okay.
You know,
I
you
can
have
see.
boosters, and if you have boosters, those boosters have to be satisfied. You know how that works.
All right. So we have in the building so far in the comment section, we have the man from Calabar, Jason, laughing, and we have Demo already burning some fire. But Kronke, I mean, very interesting Premier League season just completed. I think it is the first time in a long while we have seen, in the first place, like some of the things that stood out to me is that three of the teams that got relegated are not teams promoted. In fact, the bottom four clubs were not in the promotion. Like they were not part of the promotion club, the promoted club to the league. All the promoted club finished above the bottom four, which is I haven't seen that in quite a while. That's something that stood out to me. Just the downfall of Tottenham. I mean, that is something that was surprising. Chelsea fall from grace, also surprising. Liverpool, those they made it up. So lots and lots of seeing the rise of Newcastle. I mean, there are so many stories if you go by the league. The amount of managerial changes, the Holland performances with Manchester Arsenal's. Some people battling the league. Some people say surpassing expectations. Ten Hag and his other animals, not really doing, as some would expect. West Ham winning in Europe. So there is so many stories. I don't know where you're going to begin, what you're going to take, what you're going to discuss, because there's so much.
Well, no, you're right. The Premier League obviously is now the dominant league, right? And its dominance come from that it sourced players from all across the globe. It has a lot of resources because everybody want to invest in the Premier League. The potential appreciation of the teams makes it very attractive for investors. And when you have some investors who have unlimited funds, like those from North Africa, it makes it really interesting, as we have seen with Manchester City, as we're going to see with Newcastle. And if Manu gets sold to one of those individuals, because they also compete, that may be also part of that equation. But that lends itself then to being able to buy the best players, have them play in the same environment, which then create a lot of stories around that. We have a lot of American owners who are also, and American owners are all about the dollars. Wherever I can generate income and get a certain return, that's my goal, and that's what they're doing. Everybody's flocking to the Premier League because they see the potential. And when you see hedge funds and private equity funds start buying up an asset, you should be concerned. One is they see double-digit returns, but two is they're going to raid your club at some point and sell it, and it may not work as well as they maybe like. And what some of those organizations are finding out that football in Europe is not just a sport, it's a religion, and people take it really serious, like it's life itself, not a hobby or not a investment tool that you should manipulate to generate profit. So it's going to be interesting management how that works. But back to the football itself, which is, it was a really interesting season where Man City showed their dominance again. And they did a brilliant job of how they manipulate the system to get their club to this point. So they've been following the FFP rules for the last 3 or 4 years. But before that, the way they got there was having a process whereby they create this situation where they had advertisers who weren't real advertisers. They were actually going from the left pocket to the right pocket. I say management is sponsoring me, but management is part of the same organization. That's how I circumvent FFP, get money into the system, and be able to buy the best players. No, they don't have to do that because they have assets they can sell to replenish their funds. And secondly, they can get the best players because everybody wants to play for a winner, which is what they're doing. All the other teams are now in catch-up mode, like Arsenal. So this year, even though the last 3 or so years, their competition was mainly Liverpool, Liverpool fell off this year, but Arsenal picked up the slack. And unfortunately, Arsenal ran out of steam in the last 8 to 10 games of the season. But throughout the season, it appears that Arsenal had a chance to actually win the league. And frankly, if they had got somebody to purchase across the window like Caicedo, it may have happened. But I think some of the players burn out over the course of the season, like Partey, who I've always said Partey doesn't look 29, looks more like 35. One of those African birth certificate he has. And I think after a while, when you're 35, your legs go. That's my philosophy, and I'm sticking to it, my perspective. So I do think that Arsenal gave it a good run, but Arsenal was the only team who gave a fight this year. And the problem with having managed men, even though we say the Premier League is the best league in the world, it's normally a 2-horse race. Now, it's not like in Germany where Bayern dominate, and this year Dortmund choke like we did. So Dortmund choke was even worse. But they played one of the bottom teams at the end of the season and they lost. Versus at least we got tracked down by a brilliant team.
Well, we tied with the team that got relegated. The team would finish with the fewest points at a very critical juncture at the competition. That's
but we don't play that team win, right? Last year they beat us also. This year we struggle with them. We don't play Brighton well. We don't play Southampton well for whatever reason. That's been the history for the last 2 or 3 years. But the way we succumb wasn't really good. And part of my contention, and I want to go focus on Arsenal, because this is an EPL show, but I'll say something about Arsenal, which is our manager. I say he's not a great manager. He may not even be a good manager, but I think he's a brilliant coach. And I want to make the distinction between the two is a coach on the playing field can improve players, help you get acclimated to the system, know how to direct you, guide you. To me, a manager is especially important in 2 main areas. What team I pick, what strategy I employ, and most importantly, my in-game management for any opponent. And I was very disappointed with Arteta this year. Whenever we had an adversarial situation, he panicked and threw on a bunch of offensive players. There was no, you know what? When we played at Man U, the first game, we're down 2-1, even though Martinelli goal should have counted. So I'll mention that. He panicked and put on a bunch of offensive players. We're down 2-1. The game is not lost. It's a 70th minute. Play your normal game, maybe make a strategic move here and there. That's not what he did. He panicked. And throughout the season, you see this panic situation where you throw out a bunch of players. No one knows where they're supposed to play. Or if you're playing Man City managed man, and they're better presser than you are, they're more physical than you are, and they're more technical than you are, then your strategy can't be trying to beat them at their own game because you're going to lose. And we lost all 3 games against them. The only team that dominates Man City over the last 4 years or so, 3-4 years, has been Tottenham, playing low block counter-attacking football. And actually, Guardiola changed his strategy against us, whereby he played long ball. Didn't try to play from the back and try to beat us and get over the first or second wave. He played the ball up the field to De Bruyne or to Haaland, link up with De Bruyne. And there, we didn't have Saliba with his physicality and athleticism to counter, right? And to play Haaland one-on-one. We had Holding, who failed last week against Tottenham. So point I'm trying to make is that my manager has to get better. But I'm encouraged by Arsenal having the second youngest squad in the league. And this squad is only going to be improved. But let's get back to the league on a whole. So Man City does what Man City does. And actually, we shouldn't talk about Man City because there are 2 leagues. They play in the A and B league. Their A team and their B team play amongst themselves. They're in a class of their own. And then we have the rest, and we're part of the rest. So we're closer to Newcastle and Man U than we are to Man City. We're not close to Man City. And beating us 3 times. And the last time they beat us, it was like men against boys. We're not close to them. So let no one fool you. We're not close to them. And that has to change. And it has to change in a couple of areas. Midfield, definitely. But even some of our front players, like Saka, who disappears against Man City. And everyone say he's worth 160 million pounds and he's this, and I'm smiling saying, you guys confuse me because a 160 million pound player should be like Mbappe, who can run by anyone. He doesn't do it against Ake. He's doing it against Nkanji. So I'm not sure how that works. But I say Man City is a class by themselves. So we're going to talk about stories of the season. Arsenal, as I talked about before, did really, really well. Finished 8th last year. Finished 2nd. great season, but we won nothing. And the question that arises is did Man U have a better season than Arsenal? What are your thoughts on that, actually?
All right. So, because I'm talking about the league, Arsenal had a better city than Manchester United.
Well, no, we're
However,
talking about season, not
season.
league. The season.
So
yeah.
let's talk about the season. All right. So because I believe because it's about prioritizing, right? Because unless you're Manchester City, I don't think any of the teams are built to compete for all the titles and win them. All right. Therefore, I think when I look at it, was Arsenal really trying to win Carabao Cup and FA Cup given the depth of their squad, win in Europe and win the Premier League? I think that may have been the initial thought at the beginning of the season. However, as they saw their position in the league, their focus became the league. So there was less priority, unlike the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, the even Europe at the earlier stages. All right. And so, with that being said, when I measure up what happened in the league and their performances overall, I think Arsenal consistently performed better than Manchester United throughout the season, right? And that is in Europe, in the Premier League. And in the Premier League, we got knocked out. When I look at Arsenal pass, for example, in the FA Cup, we didn't have we had a very difficult path. You had to beat we had to beat Manchester City to go through.
Right.
And
So I'll say this. A couple of things to answer. They did better than us in Europe, and in fact, they throw away Europe. They should have beaten Sevilla. They should give Sevilla 5 at home, probably lose away. They should have beaten Sevilla. We had a tough team in Sporting Lisbon, but frankly, they beat us at our place. Right? They beat us at our place on penalties. So in essence, we didn't do better in Europe. In the FA Cup, yes, our path was more difficult, but we still got knocked out early against
by
a supported
City,
rival. Yes. In the League Cup, we got knocked out by Brighton. And obviously in the league we came second.
that
Yeah.
Brighton that defeated us at home as well. Yeah.
So it shows you that we didn't have a ton of competition we're playing throughout that says like a Man U played more games, including the League Cup. We struggled in all the other competition apart from the league, and we struggled at the end of the season because we lost Saliba. When we lost Saliba, our season went downhill from there. And it suggests to me that we weren't as strategic as we need to be because last year against Tottenham, when we only get 4 points from 3 games, we choked when Holding lost his mind against Tottenham. And he should have told us that he wouldn't be able to compensate or be a good alternative for Saliba this season. And so happened, so done.
So let me ask you, you believe that Manchester United had a better season than Arsenal?
So think about it this way. They were better in Europa League. They won the League Cup. They won to the final second FA Cup, and they came third. Now, it's a rhetorical question. It's not even debatable.
All
If
right.
I went to the final of a cup, I won a cup, I went further to you in one competition, and I only came second to you in one competition, where top 4 is the only objective because second doesn't really matter. Fourth matters because you got to have a playoff game to get into CL. Second and third are equivalent to me. Doesn't matter.
So Newcastle did better than us in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Did better
Went to
than
the final
us,
of the League Cup.
right? So did they have a better season than us?
One could debate and say they probably did also. Of the top 4 teams, we probably had the worst season. Because Newcastle was in the Europa League. So if you just think about seasons, management, look at West Ham celebration for winning a Bush League.
So West Ham
That's
had a
what
better
cups
season.
means to people.
But the Carabao Cup, if you call what West Ham won a Bush League, then the Carabao
Yeah.
Cup is a Bush League as well.
Yeah, I agree.
So
But the point I'm making
you're,
is this.
you're giving Manchester United credit for winning a Bush League.
No, FA Cup is not a wait. FA Cup is not a Bush League.
They didn't win the
I know.
FA Cup.
I'm getting there. But a cup is a cup. You have something to celebrate. What do we have to celebrate this
But the
season?
same team that knocked us out is the same team that defeated Manchester. They had an easier path than us.
It doesn't matter, management. They got to the final. We didn't.
But
And by the way, management, they played better than we did against Man. So here's the thing, management.
No.
No. Let me come back to you. Let me come back to you. So they got stopped by Man City about what, 6 or 7?
Yes.
They came to and beat them, and then secondly they played them tough in the FA Cup. We didn't have a good game against any game against Man City.
Of course, the first game, Kronke, we were robbed. We were robbed in the first game.
We got a penalty, for Christ's sake. We got a penalty. Penalty. That's all we got. We have never threatened their goal while we played them in an open field, in an open space.
What are you?
We didn't threaten them anytime. When did we threaten them? You feel like you're going to win any of those games? We didn't look like winning any games against Man City.
The first game we played against Manchester City, we were in total control. If it wasn't for faulty shooting,
we had more of the ball, Manningsman. Don't be confused. We had more of the ball.
No, but
we have more of the chances.
Opportunities to score in the first half. They took over the game.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. The point I am making is that at the point when we played Manchester and when Manchester United played them, two different things. If I'm going to say Manchester United had a better season because they won the Carabao Cup, then West Ham won the Conference League.
Here's the problem with West Ham. Here's the problem with West Ham, Manningsman. You can't be fighting relegation. You can't be fighting. Manningsman. You can't be fighting relegation and then say you're the better season than somebody. Now, our season may be equivalent to West Ham, right? It doesn't matter. You survive. The money's not that big a difference. And they're in the Europa League next year. But if you're fighting regulation, to me, that means your season was not great, even though it gets compensated for, maybe overshadowed by the cup, frankly.
But they could say, listen, we knew we weren't going to get relegated, so we focused on winning the one trophy that we think we realistically could, which is the Conference League, knowing that no matter what, we wouldn't get relegated. So who are the better?
Man, nobody want to be in relegation position. This is people are confusing the matter. Nobody want to be fighting relegation because they want to win some league. The most important thing is to stay in the Premier League. That's 100 million every year. So no one want to win some Conference Cup, some Bush League trophy. I hate to denigrate it, but it's Bush League. When they have a chance to stay in the Premier League, the first thing is to secure safety. Then you think about everything else.
All right,
so I can't say that we have a better league better season than Man U. I can't say that.
Let me ask a non-Arsenal fan. Demo.
And by the way, they were asking Bolt this question on Bolt was on Talk Sport. I think it was yesterday or today. He was saying, "What are you kidding
Manchester
me?"
United.
I know he does.
So I don't expect
Darren Bent, who supporters, was asking him, and Ben said, "Yeah, he agreed." He said he was intimidated by Bolt. By the way, he was intimidated by Bolt. That's why
I was just going to tell you that he said he was intimidated by Bolt. I mean, Demo.
Yes, sir. You can hear me?
Loud and clear.
No, I'm just saying you can see the picture too, like both you and Kronke, can see.
That's you?
You're saying that's Nunez asking where the ball is? Is that Nunez?
That is Alexis McAllister. Big up for this self. Big up everybody in the comments section. I was just showing you Mac 10, Just so it goes.
So
right.
I'll say something though, Dima, about that, which is not to
digress. Oh Lord, we're not reached this yet, Trent. We're not reached this yet.
But I have to digress though. I am very shocked and amazed that Liverpool pulled off the deal at the price they got it at. That's all I'll say about that.
Especially over a Champions League team, not true?
Exactly. Yes, I agree with that. We didn't want him. We didn't want him because we didn't get it.
No, not you, Man U.
No, I understand.
Yeah, but it's just leading into management. This is leading into management question as well. I mean, not only did Manchester United have a better season than you, I'm tell you this long time, management, but Liverpool also had a better season than you.
I'm cranky
because we won the Community Shield.
Stop smoking before you come on the program,
Hold on,
stop smoking before you come on the program. Don't smoke before you come on. Or
drink.
Cranky.
Liverpool won the Community Shield this season, boss. What do you have to do to play the Community? What do you have to do to play the Community Shield? How does
the FA Cup you come second?
Okay, good. Yes. So we beat a great Manchester City team. That was where the big debate start with Haaland and Nunez, because Haaland missed that sitter in that game, and everybody was like, Haaland not going to do it in the league.
I have a question for you done.
So I'm just try to tell Mannings, man. So not only did Manchester United have a better season than you, But Liverpool had a better season.
Are you
Demo,
being
I'll say this,
real?
Demo. So did you wait? But no, I have a question with Demo. Please answer this question. Did you have a parade after you won your trophy?
The Community Shield?
Yeah.
No, definitely.
People who win
not.
trophies have parades, Demo. They have parades. They celebrate.
I
Did you
mean,
celebrate?
all right, fine. But not gonna stretch it. I'm just saying, like, for people who say, you know, you win a trophy, so that's why you did better than Arsenal. We won a trophy as well. I'm just trying to put it out there and stretch it a bit.
We won that trophy, but we told no one. We were quiet when we won it. We beat Man City to win it one year. We won the FA Cup. We said nothing. Because trophies fit in certain categories. The Community Shield. Do you ever call it Community Shield?
What that's supposed to mean?
We're not ancient warriors with shields. We don't use shields.
Kronke, that not even makes sense. Like, what? The Bundesliga is not a trophy; it's a shield as well.
No, but we don't. We're in England. We're not in Bundesliga.
All right, fine. But man is man. I mean, I told you. I think Manchester United definitely had a better season than you.
They did.
You know what? You know what?
I don't.
Actually, mega put it as par, because I think that I think the Carabao Cup that's impressive. You know, I think it's such a glorified trophy. But if they had won the FA Cup, then definitely I think that they would have had a better season. I think the prestige of trophies kind of make it even in terms of seasons. Like, I think the Carabao Cup all that better than the Community Shield, to be fair. If it was the FA Cup, then
here's the problem. Here's the problem in logic about better seasons. So 5 years from now, when we talk about this, are we talking about Arsenal pressuring Man City? We're talking about who won trophies. And when a player retire, when what's his name retired, Abramovich retired the other day, say he won 35 trophies, right? When Rashford retired, they probably say he won 10, 15 trophies. They don't say how many second place he finishes. How many second place he got? Well, he had 15 trophies and 10 second place. Nobody cares about second place.
But Kronke,
It's all about outcome.
Wait. Is it about the league though, or is it about the season?
Every trophy you win, in those some people call Community Shields, I count real trophies. Yeah,
No, but more as
teams to get there.
Man, is it about just the league? Or but more know your question. It's about the league.
So it's all four competition, right? If you're in Europe, it's Carabao Cup, it's FA Cup, and it's league. It's all four competitions.
No, if that's the case, definitely Manchester United.
Yeah, it's all four competitions.
I can't agree with
that.
Not EPL.
I'm going to.
But didn't they go further?
They went further in the Europa League. They went further.
All right. So here's the thing, right? Arsenal got knocked out of the FA Cup by Manchester City.
What that mean?
We got knocked out.
What I'm saying, when both teams played the same team, they both lost 2-1.
So okay, if you want to match it up, tit for tat. Oh, wait. Okay.
But it is reasonable for me to believe. It is reasonable for me to believe that if Arsenal had the Manchester United path and Manchester United had the Arsenal path, it would be Arsenal in the finals and Manchester United getting knocked out.
Man is man. Right now, you're only wait no Kronke. Man is man. You're only giving the reasons why Manchester United have a better season than you. You're not really saying that. But wait, are you saying it's impossible for Arsenal to beat Manchester City?
No.
So why it matter if they play City? Me not get it. They're a side that can be beaten.
No, so let me give you my point. But we have a call on that. Let me give you my point is this. It's one-off games. I lost a one-off game to Manchester City. You lost that same one-off game. So to say that you being in the final of that competition means that you had a better season is wrong, because the same team beat both of us. And it's
but that's not the only reason.
My time to answer. My time to answer now. Let me just break it down for you. Let's take it competition by competition. In the Premier League, yes, you want to use the idea of who we played. So we came second, they came third. But they beat Man City one time this year, played them tough in one game. We lost to Man City all 3 games. So you want to do head-to-head? They have a victory of Man City.
All right. So
we have none.
So let's
let me finish.
They got 7.
Wait, let me finish.
Or 6. Was it 6?
So we go with the league. Go with the league first. We'll finish up ahead of the league.
Was it 6 or 7? I don't remember.
It doesn't matter how much you get. How do you bounce back?
No.
How do you bounce back? We got 3 and get another 3. So we did improve. At least they beat them when they came, right? Secondly, In the Europa League, they went ahead. They finished ahead of us. They're in the quarterfinals. We got knocked out in the 16. In the Carabao Cup, we got knocked out early. They won it. In the FA Cup, we got knocked out early. They came second. How can we have a better season?
All right, I soon get to that because you see, you make Manchester United fan coming on in Manchester United jersey. You're giving them credence to them argument. But Pineapple.
Because I'm objective. You're not objective. I'm objective.
Gunners
He's
boss.
definitely not objective.
Let me hear Gunners boss. Yes, Gunners boss. Big up yourself.
Big up Demo. Stan.
Bless.
Stan Kronke. Denver now beat Miami. Then now beat we.
Gunners is not going to drink before you come on this program. Gunners boss. It's not going to take alcohol to come on this program. It's not a good look. It's not a good look.
No. I am not drinking, sir. I am driving on the highway home from work. And you can't drink.
It's even worse.
I'm not risking my freedom. On my
it's
life.
Even worse. You drink and driving and don't even recognize it.
But hear this now. Let me tell something to you. Man. I troll them and them come to troll you and bring up some. You see, those conversation about who finished tougher than who. There was like an in-season trophy where you qualify for year before. Cannot be counted. We was playing for the EPL championship. And we are the second team in there. The team no better than we if them drop have lesser points than we at the end of the season. Useful, and the true that's not the useless sound montage, Demo. Unless I just conversation and I want to do to make you feel like you argue something. But a foolishness to argue. Arsenal is the second team in the league. Nothing have to do with them like an in-season cup they want to qualify for a year before, brother. You can stop it reason like you have sense and stop reason like you a joker. I can't listen to them the reasoning. If I them the kind of thing you come talk about a fourth place or a third place team better than a second place team, a waste conversation. Me don't want to hear no podcast. I'm out. I will be listening and I will be calling back and I will be putting on mama's cooking when I come back. Every time I listen a grandma cooking me I come back. I will be coming back with the stuff as soon as I get to a certain period of time. And some of you rant and go on, I just rant and go on. Them know me from Radio Land. Big up on yourself, but that's foolishness for no attack. Miami Heat plus 4.5 points over Denver tonight. Not talking about the finals. We're tying up the series coming back to your stand. Later. I'm listening.
All right, boss. That's good as well. You're muted, Kronke.
I'm all and...
Yeah.
I was saying that I was calling the 911 to assist Gunners boss because he's having some problem.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Respond to my claim.
No, I wanted
no,
to...
what I'm saying, we're talking about the season. We're talking about the league. If it's the league, of course we had a better season than Man U. That's not debatable. We finished about 8 points above them. If it's this season, incorporating all 4 competitions we are played in, where they finished better in 3 of those competitions, how can we say we have a better season?
They did. All right.
Unless you wait, only way you can say that if you're giving a 90% weighting to the league and 10% to the other competitions.
All right, easy. Let me hear from because what I'm saying is that with the FA Cup, right? The FA Cups are one-off games. Am I right? It's knockout.
Yes, and when we won the FA Cup, we celebrated like nobody's business.
No, I'm not saying they shouldn't celebrate. What I am saying though is that the fact that they got knocked out of the FA Cup by the same team that defeated my team, to say they had a better FA Cup than me, I must also bear in consideration the teams that they played. Because it is reasonable for me to assume if they played Manchester City at the point that I played them, there is a possibility that it would have been their run that was finished. And if I got their pass, it is possible that I would have gotten to the final because I believe they had,
it's also possible that they would have won. They beat Manchester City this season.
So that is why I can't use that. That is why I have to use the league, use the Europa League, use the Premier League. Those are the 2. And with that being said, I would say on the balance, no team is better. Then you can say, well, they have a trophy, so I'm going to give them the edge because they have a trophy. That I can understand. But Marlon.
Management. When did we have a celebration this season? What did we celebrate this season? End of the season done. What did we celebrate?
What? I celebrate getting in the Champions League.
So top 4 is our goal. Did they get it?
No,
Did they?
no,
Wait, man,
You're changing
Did
the
they
thing.
celebrate in the champion? Did they celebrate in the Champions League?
If who? I
Did they
celebrate.
celebrate?
You asked me when did we celebrate? I celebrated when
I wasn't
Arsenal.
celebrating the Champions League, man, because
That's you.
I celebrate trophies. I celebrate trophies. I celebrate trophies. You celebrate top four like Wenger. I celebrate trophies. Marlon, the floor is yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope you celebrate second tomorrow. If your team from St. Anne lose, I hope you celebrate. Go ahead, Marlon.
Well, if the team will pass it. Yeah, but mine's one. Remember this now.
Yeah.
Both teams were in the same competition, right? In the four competition, right? Arsenal finished. If you're talking from a league standpoint, Arsenal will be the better team because they finished the league. They beat Man U beat them. So they came second, Man U came third. However, there were three other competitions where both teams were in, and Man U advanced went further than them. So we are talking about the whole season, right? So when they say season, we are talking about all four competitions. So Arsenal outperformed us in the Premiership, but when it comes to the cup, we did better than them. So that's why Man U won of the cup as well. So they will have a better season than them.
So it is reasonable to say Liverpool. I am saying to you, the fact that Arsenal were in Europe, West Ham were in Europe, though we performed better than West Ham in the league, West Ham had a better season than Arsenal as well, based on your logic. I am going to say, I'm going to say to you, Burnley had a better season than Arsenal as well.
How comes?
Because Burnley was in Carabao Cup and they played in that and Burnley win. Burnley win a cup in a lower division. Arsenal don't win anything because
Boss, that's very ridiculous, man. You're really clutching at straws. Burnley was not in the same. Burnley was not in the Premier League, man.
We'll say the same thing.
All right, sorry. Let's leave out Burnley. Wouldn't West Ham have had a better season if it is based on teams playing in competitions together? West Ham was in the FA Cup, they got knocked out. They were in the Carabao Cup, they got knocked out. We performed better than them in England, but they did better in Europe. So they did better in Europe. Does that mean they had a better season than Arsenal?
They weren't in the
Marlon.
They weren't in the Europa League.
They weren't in the Europa League, so you couldn't judge them by that. They're in a lower
exactly.
league.
They're not playing the same competition.
No. So what is?
Listen,
no, man, I understand you, but
wait. Give me a second. You know, so I honestly can make a case for Liverpool now, like because we were playing in the Champions League. I will get to the we get knocked out, Kronke. The quarterfinals when Real Madrid. We won a trophy. We went to the quarterfinals of the Champions League.
Dima,
and
there are two teams here that are in their conversation, Dima. We'll tell you
fine. All right.
We'll tell you. Go ahead, Marlon. Go ahead.
Yeah, so man is if Arsenal was in the Champions League, right? And I put it this way: if Arsenal had won the Europa League, right, and Man U go semi-final, they will have a better season than Man U. Because the European League is rated over the Carabao Cup and over the FA Cup as well. Right? But Man U remember now.
That's Apollo from Arsenal 101. Apollo is still holding on to the fact that Man City manipulate the systems we're talking about at the inception of the conversation so they can now be dominant. And they've been have 100 plus charges against them, which in his view they have to rectify first and prove them innocent before he can accept them for all their achievement.
Hey, I agree, because that I would get like 2 more Premier League titles. So I agree.
But let Marlon finish. Apollo, you should come on and join us, man. Go ahead, finish.
Yeah, Apollo. You know what? Let me send the link.
Yeah. Go ahead,
so, as I was saying, when you come down to the 4 competition, Arsenal have a better position than us. They're second, we are third. But however, the Carabao Cup, we won it.
The amount of points make a difference.
What was it, 9?
Points on the trophy, we cut out each other if they're gonna go for the overall season.
But Marlon, what was the
points ahead of them?
Marlon, what was the head-to-head? What was the head-to-head with them, with you and Arsenal?
One.
We beat them and they
And
robbed
then
us.
beat.
Yes, we beat them and they robbed us. Yes, no, that's true. I'll agree. We beat them and they robbed us. That's no doubt about that one.
Remember,
we got robbed.
Even the game that you won 2-1, it was our last-minute goal.
No, it don't matter.
Marlon, my goalkeeper gave you a goal, Marlon. Let's not go into semantics about how the games. My goalkeeper gave you a goal.
Talk about
And we
goalkeeper.
dominated you in both games. We dominated you in both games.
Yes,
Wasn't close.
Kronke, the last game when Arsenal was favourite to run over Manu, right? Manu was up there till the last minute of the game.
You
played well, but we were the better team in both games.
Let me ask Demo this question. Demo, did Salah have a better season than Ivan Toney?
No, I mean stats wise, but not. I mean, for me, I'm going to say yes because I'm not really care about how you look and them nonsense. I think stats wise, yes, but if you're looking at his overall
I am gonna
performance,
say no. So you're really gonna be very careful when you're judging teams that don't have the same level of players and organizational structure and support system. When you're judging players between teams, a Man U player versus a Brentford player, he doesn't have the same support that Salah has at Liverpool, giving balls to score goals, to dominate teams, to get touches. He's playing up there with they play a two up front. But Tony was brilliant this season. Watch Tony game. Tony's not just a goal scorer, Tony's a complete footballer.
neither is Salah.
No, but I'm saying Tony had a brilliant season.
Yeah, but stats wise, Salah did too.
But I'm just saying Salah had more opportunities to score than Tony.
Did he?
Yes.
Okay.
How many games Brentford win? 7-0. By the way, Brentford did beat Man City and played them tough in 2 games.
Oh, well, Liverpool beat Manchester City too.
In the first game. Yeah, you won one, you lose one, right?
No, but Salah was the one who spun Cancel all the way to Bayern Munich.
I think it's a tougher call between Salah and Tony. I do think Tony had a better season. Salah scored a lot of goals this season.
He had a lot of assists too.
Part of the season, right?
Huh?
Tony was more consistent. Salah was questioned the first part of the season about his performance. Did he get a big contract and what the contract means?
Yeah.
He came on later in the season. If he had a better season, by the way, Demo, in the earlier part of the season, Liverpool may have been in the top 4.
Let me ask. I'm going to ask this. Who had a better season, Marlon? Put these coaches in order. Klopp, Ten Hag, Arteta.
Wow.
In the Premier League or the season? No, I'm not here. Because if for the season, that easy.
The season, Demo. Who had a better season?
Of all 4 competitions, it will be Ten Hag.
Yeah, Ten Hag, then Arteta, then Klopp.
What?
It's not close. It's not close. Here's why it's not close. Man. So Arteta been in the league for 3 years. It's Ten Hag's first season. He won a trophy. Just like when Arteta came in and won his FA Cup in his first season, he won a trophy in his first season. He went to another final. He went to the last 8 of the Europa League, and he came 3rd. And he was. And by the way, Man U wasn't in the top 4 last season, right? They didn't win any trophy last season.
Arsenal wasn't in the top 6 last season. Arsenal wasn't in the top 6 last season. Well, they were in the top 6.
A lot about Arteta and less about Ten Hag.
Of course, he was in the top 6. He battled the top 4 just like he battled the league this season. He was barely out of the top 4.
I agree with that. I can't debate that.
I think Arteta had a better season. Ten Hag has been coaching longer than Arteta.
Oh, man,
you change leagues. A whole different Dutch league and Premier League. It's like going from the Jamaica Premier League to go coach in the MLS, for example.
Take over the functional team, and you make them and you brought them to the top 4, right?
Yeah. Come on, man.
What did Arteta take over? A built team?
Arteta has been here 3 seasons.
He has 3.5 years so far, and he only won a FA Cup in his first year. He won it.
So Manchester had a better season. Manchester coach had a better coach. I'm bringing this.
No. We didn't say a better coach. We say a better season. There's a big difference.
So the Manchester team had a better season. The Manchester United coach had a better season than Arteta. All right. Who had a better season, Ramsdale or David De Gea?
Ramsdale. Not even close.
Easily.
David
De Gea was prone. Yeah, he was so mistake prone.
Management, by the way, you know something? Ten Hag makes in-game adjustment, a shooting adjustment that gives the team a chance to win. When they played Man City in their second game and the FA Cup, you know what he did? He played a box and one. You know what box and one is? He put Fred on De Bruyne one-on-one and plays zone every place else. And only mark people when they come in your area. So what happened was the second time they beat Man City, look at De Bruyne again. Took him out his entire game. And the only time they scored is when he left De Bruyne to go chase a ball and De Bruyne got a chance to do something with it. You go watch that game again. The second game the other day, he wasn't as tight to De Bruyne and he made a stupid foul that caused that free kick. But that's a strategic decision by the coach to say, you know what? You go mark him for the entire game because he's the danger person. We made no adjustment to how we played Man City. We played the same way every single game and got beaten the same way every single game. We didn't play no block. We didn't do anything except go out there and say go chase and press with no strategic thinking about, you know what? Playing a better team. Let's change our strategy. Nothing.
The more Kronke talk, is the more me think like Arsenal should really look for a sack Arteta right now. Like the man has, how much I said, 3 years, Kronke? He has come, he has won a FA Cup, right? Then him battle the league after him send with Aubameyang, him do whatever, him spend a load of money because don't act like Arsenal spend money. And then he was prime position to win the league and battle it again. So 2 battles back to back. You only win a FA Cup in 3 years and you spend a bag of money. You come and you get reinforcements in the middle of the season with your Trossard and all of these guys. Prime position to win the league, but them fair look for sack him. One of your better players that left back Turney, you just put Turney in obscurity.
But
you can't sack Klopp has done magic at Liverpool. Who ever sack Klopp?
Nunes and Gakpo.
Yeah, Klopp has won the Champions League and the Premier League.
Yeah, but he won the Champions League right before this.
And the Premier League.
And the league before this. And 2 trophy last season. Stop mix up Klopp name with Arteta. I'm just saying, boss.
No,
3 years.
Arteta the team into the Champions League position that they have not seen in over 10 years.
Okay, Klopp has brought us the Premier League that we haven't seen in 30.
In the Premier League.
Man is man.
88.
Man is man. What man is man?
Man is man. I spent a lot of money. Man is man. Last year we spent the most money. 278 mil plus in 2020.
Yeah, no, I fair look for question Arteta. No,
Chelsea spent more than us this year, but last year we spent the most money, man. We spent like 400 plus mil of the during Arteta's reign. We spent a lot of money, man. We have
for battle top 4 and then battle the league.
Right,
no, man, you have to start questioning.
Timo, who was worse? Richarlison?
Oh, Lord, don't say no other name, Richarlison. And that's just because of personal dislike. Me hate Richarlison, boss. Me no want to hear no other name pick already. That's my pick.
It's hard to be worse than Richarlison. Who's the other name, man?
Calvert-Lewin, Richarlison, and Darwin Núñez.
What? Richarlison, bro, you know the man is so annoying. Like,
and Calvert-Lewin was modeling, so he didn't have time to play. He was modeling. He has a lot of commercial modeling he's doing. He doesn't have time for football. So we can't put in a comparison with people who play football.
We have the nerve to make that man score when we actually celebrate. Even though Jota shame him in the end, but still.
Let me finish my question. So you have these 4 centre forwards. Weghorst, Richarlison, Darwin Núñez, Calvert-Lewin. Who is worse?
Richarlison.
No, Lewin should not be compared because he's been injured most of the season, right? He's a good player. He's been injured.
All right. So
Richarlison left his game at the World Cup.
All right.
He didn't bring it to Tottenham. He went to the World Cup. He had a game, brilliant goal that he scored.
So let me just add the next one. Aubameyang as well.
He didn't get any playing time. And when he played,
even without the playing time, Richarlison.
He was like when he played for us, where I always said he should have fired him a long time ago. He can only play when you put him through on goal. He doesn't have any link-up play. His game is about speed. If your speed goes and you have no game, then you're challenged, right? So I would say of all those, they're poor comparison. We don't want to talk about worst players. We want to talk about, if we talk about better season, it should be which players were exceptional this season.
No, but no. We have to talk about it. Richarlison has had more yellow cards for taking his shirt off than goals, boss. That is horrible. That is ridiculous, bro. The man is such a horrible player, especially when him score against we the other day and thinks him win the game. And Jota just come and shave him. Yo, you know I'm did happy? I cry tears of joy, boss. Him do this duck stupid celebration with him do. Like, it's how people like him. How Brazilians take him. The man is not a footballer, boss. He's not a footballer. He's horrible.
Demon, I will not sit here and allow you to.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's a good player.
Just throw disrespect. Look at the World Cup. You can't tell me about anybody on your Spain team can play football if you're going to deal with Richarlison that way. No, Spain player can't even make a
Spain doesn't have any forwards. Spain doesn't have any forwards.
First of all, I would take Morata over Richarlison any day of the week.
Spain doesn't have any forwards. I repeat,
Morata, that's very disrespectful.
They don't have any forwards. There's some people who play up front, but they don't have any good. All right, let's say that. They don't have any good forwards. There are people who play up front, but they're not good. None of them are good. Not one of them.
Yeah.
They were mentioning Torres to come to Arsenal. I'm like, are you drinking? Torres can't play football. Let me not denigrate the kid. He's not what we desire. Put it that way. He's not good enough for Arsenal.
Marlon, this is for you. Harry Maguire or Koulibaly from Chelsea. Who was worse this season?
But I think Koulibaly had more game than Maguire, but guess what? Maguire had the rest of me. Right? Because guess what? He has been in the league for several years. Koulibaly, I think a lot of persons don't realize something. You know? When you're bringing a defender coming from Italy at age 30, where he's not used to the physicality and the pace of the struggle. So if you're going to England as a defender and you pass 28, you're gonna struggle.
Is it physicality or pace? Because I think the Italian league is physical. Is the pace of the league?
Yeah, but Italian league is more slow, Kronke. You have more time to adjust yourself.
But I'm saying the physicality is there. It's just a very slow league versus the Premier League, which is fast, hard, never stop, less technical than some leagues, but very physical in terms of the energy you gotta put out and the effort you gotta put out.
Come on, Harry Maguire, man. Nobody can question that one. You have to have a gold medal for that one.
All right.
Maguire also didn't get the playing time, right? And when he played, he made a few mistakes. He's going to Tottenham, so he's probably going to Tottenham.
No, he said he wants to stay. He's going to fight for his game.
He's going to fight who? Who's fighting?
That's what he said.
He ain't getting no game. They brought in a 5'6" player to take his position. He ain't getting no game again.
He and the Glazers were the two worst. For Manu, the owners and the captain.
All right, so the next thing is that give me the player in terms of his quality this season, surprised you the most. A goalkeeper, a defender, are you most impressed with? Midfielder or a centre forward winger. However, but 4 players.
Let's do each position.
Oh yeah, I was like each position.
One in each position. Let's start with goalkeepers. One in each position.
Goalkeepers. Oh, Steele from Brighton. He listen, but no people are going to say Ramsdale and da. But Steele, when he came in the team for Brighton and then put out Sanchez, like I'm telling you from the World Cup, say Sanchez over the here was madness, and Sanchez to me is just an average overrated keeper. When Steele came in, boss, he was so amazing for Brighton. The man was literally a quarterback playing in goal for Brighton. He really surprised me in a positive way. I never really see that coming. What was
the De Gea thing? Go back management to the previous one. De Gea, what was that about?
I think
probably De Gea surprise. So yeah, in a bad way. In a bad way. Yeah, but for me it's Steele.
Okay.
I can't debate whether it's. I think Ramsdale was brilliant. I think Pope was very, very good. But in terms of surprise, I would agree that the Brighton goalkeeper, Brighton goalkeeper and Brentford goalkeeper, I think are very good with their feet, play it really well, and has kept well all season. So I do think Raya has played really well, but I think Steele replacing Sanchez says a lot actually. But Sanchez was the goalkeeper, and was in that position for a while. So to replace him mid-season like Zaberzi did, and he played so well, says a lot.
What about you, Marlon?
Yeah, I think Rhea from Brentford. They just got promoted, and I think Leno did well for Fulham as well. Being a promotion team, a team that was skipped to be relegated. And I'm not gonna even say Pope. I think Pope was there from last year. I think Martinez will be there same, but I think he's now a seasoned Premier League player. So I don't really put him in. So it will be.
Brentford was there from last year.
Yeah, but it's the second season. It's the second season in the
second season. Yeah.
It will be Steele and Rhea.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by Rhea from, like I said, like I agree with Jason that he has been there. I would say I was surprised by Pope. I didn't know he was this good until this season. And sometimes when your team is higher up the table, I think you take more time. Like when he was at Burnley, I know he could keep, but I never rate him highly. And I think sometimes, like I said, when your team is performing better, then more eyes are on you. And he's a very good goalkeeper. I think at any point he could be England #1, even over Ramsdale. Do I rate Ramsdale highly? Like I said, he was good, but I never paid attention to him until I saw him in the Newcastle goal. How he commands that defense. He's good on corners and balls coming into the box. He's very good at that. He's good with his distribution. He's good at shot stopping. And I think he's bigger than both Ramsdale and
He was good with distribution.
Wait, Dima, let him finish.
No, I just
let me tell you about Pope. Here's where I like Pope. You see when Pope kicking that ball up to Callum Wilson and Joe Hilton, it gets to them.
Right.
I'm not talking about playing out from the back. Because all you guys thinking about is playing out from back, you know.
Man. He trips over himself when he goes to control the ball, when they pass it back to him.
No, I didn't.
So when you pass it back to him, you're afraid he may score himself.
No, I didn't
so
say
don't talk about Manisman.
No.
Football.
Kronke, you never say play out from the back.
Why do you think the
I
kid is
did not say
England?
play out from the back.
But his distribution is horrible. His distribution is not good.
You ever see Pope take the spot kick yet?
Boss, Pope distribution not good, boss.
Today's football man, Martinez, Rhea, Ramsdale,
Alisson, Edison,
right? Alisson,
those people distribution. What? We're not talking about mistakes. We're talking about distribution.
No, I agree, but I'm just saying, Alisson have 2 left foot sometimes. Trust me. But Edison
not
is the
distribution.
Best of Ramsdale makes a mistake here and there, which he don't get punished, but he got punished this year against Southampton. De Gea and Pope are poor with their feet. Poor.
Okay.
Not even okay.
But he surprised me still. He's my surprising goal. What about the centre backs?
Ethan Pinnock for me. Ethan Pinnock was a massive surprise for me, no joke.
I think this is Saliba was Saliba to me was the man this season. Given that this is his first season, he had this very many people said bad relationship with Arteta. He was just coming from France. He had to prove to Arteta that he was good enough. He started out very shaky in the first couple of games for Arsenal, gave away a goal and stuff, and many people were questioning if this is it. And then, I mean, the fact that Arsenal were so steady until he got injured just said to me that this guy is really, really class. I could say the guy at the other youngster at Newcastle as well, but those two, I would say, are the 2 surprises for me. I was very surprised.
There were some surprises. So Martinez was a surprise because we were buying him as a left back, and he was brilliant at centre back. Brilliant for being so short, frankly. Botman from Newcastle was very, very good. Saliba was good. Pinnock was good. I think Goey was good for Crystal Palace. So there were some very good centre halves this year, actually. But I think Saliba, to me, if you had to rank all of them performance, and he showed it up when he got injured, he may have been top of the chart of all of them. But I think Botman was very, very good.
What about
Also
Lewis
during
Dunk?
the season. Dunk was good, but I think Dunk can play out from the back, which is also a big thing.
No,
Who the center half who are very comfortable on the ball, which is what Saliba, people don't rate with Saliba, don't realize how great he is on the ball actually, they don't feel pressure. So I do think Martinez is also very good on the ball. So these center backs are good on the ball, meaning I can play out. When I'm under pressure, I'm very composed. Those players to me were distinguished in terms of how they operated during the season. What
say you, Marlon?
I think Martinez was one of them. A lot of after he got overpowered by Brentford in that 4-0 game, and a lot of persons that he's gonna be a walkover for everybody. Then he adjusted himself to the league, and he was one of the better centre backs for Botman as well. Was probably one of the most sturdy centre back there. Pinnock had some very outstanding game. There's what's his name again, Saliba as well. And what said you could also mention? There was somebody else I was thinking about. I'm trying to Dunk did well for him for Brighton. I think they will be in the top 5. But if you're talking about commanding, Saliba, as I said, Saliba and Martinez both of them got injured. Botman finished the season, so I give Botman over them because he competed out the season.
Yeah, no, I think Saliba, if you were to rank them, may have finished ahead of Botman because we got to think about injuries.
Yeah, so
here's a one question though: where would you prefer management? I'm gonna digress a little bit. Martinez or Zinchenko? Because we pursued Martinez, and Man U beat us to him because Ten Hag coached him. But we could have got Martinez instead of Zinchenko. Which one would you have preferred?
You know, I really would. Martinez is a defender, and I like my defenders to defend. I don't think Zinchenko is a defender. I think Zinchenko is Trent 2.0.
Yes, he is.
What?
And for those Liverpool fans who keep protesting,
we're not gonna turn this into an extreme show because
we're not. We digress a little bit. We do digress sometimes. Trent is a brilliant footballer. Let's keep going. Brilliant defender. Let's keep going.
Oh my gosh, we're not do this again. We can't just go to the next position now, man. Because we can't continue. Every time I'm on the show, it's Trent. Like let's go. Next position.
Sensitive side. But anyway, here's a question, man. Who was the worst defender in the league this year?
The worst.
Anybody
defender?
from Leeds?
Maybe Harry Maguire.
Or anybody from Leicester? Oh my gosh, Leicester defense was when name Fires. Oh my gosh, he was so bad.
Two for Liverpool. Two for Liverpool. Hey, the man is jeez.
He had a horrible.
I'm renegade them because Liverpool struggled in that game, Without him, they wouldn't have ended up positively.
They got the man scored 2. I couldn't believe it. Like I said, Liverpool signing him this summer.
Oh my God. Well, he was horrible. Fires.
Yeah.
That was defenders. What about midfielders?
How we reach our worst? We're not done the best. We're not done the best yet. We're not done the best. We're not finished doing the best yet, or reach our worst.
No, we said Saliba was the best centre back.
But we are doing every position.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Left back. Let's go.
No, we're gonna do best and worst for each. We're gonna do best and worst for each.
No,
we should do best and worst for each.
We can't do
best and worst for each.
I think the Leeds goalkeeper win the award for the worst goalkeeper.
Yeah,
yes, I would agree with that one.
He was shocking.
No, Leicester goalkeeper was much better, by the way. Leicester goalkeeper
Daniel
was
Ward.
much better.
But Melier was worse. He was worse.
But I think if you say centre back, probably Harry Maguire Fires tie.
So Maguire was the one. He was the one that managed. He had less games.
games.
Yeah. But at right back, I would say right back
or Walker. Wait, are we doing who stood out more, or we pick the best right back? Because a surprise is the Axe first, That's why I'm going to pick Pinnock and Steve.
Oh, surprise! All right, go ahead with surprise. Go ahead, surprise.
No, you can't pick the best and then who surprised you the most.
So I think Saliba was the most surprising, and also the best. One of the two best.
At right back? All right, but
No, centre back. We didn't finish centre back. We said surprise and best. So at centre back, I think Saliba was the best and also the most surprising. And we can talk about the other centre back position.
I would say that Saliba was the best, but I was surprised by Martinez. I really didn't know that Martinez would play centre back because of his height so well. So I am surprised at how good he is. He's a very, very good centre back still. He's surprising. At right back, I would say Trippier is the best I have seen. My surprise, he didn't play a whole lot, but I think Caicedo. The games that I saw the man play right back, the man look like class. I've watched him play right back in around 5 games, and I'm surprised at how good this guy is at right back. So I don't know, but
so I would say this to me, Walker was best by a good distance to me. Walker was dominant at right back. Walker was dominant at right back. Right. I would say for surprise, Wan-Bissaka, because he was on his way out the door, and all of a sudden he's now the starting right back over Dallo because he's dominant defensively. And most people realize that, he doesn't get beat. He plays against Matoma and had Matoma in his pocket, which is hard to do. So Wan-Bissaka to me is the most surprising of all right backs this season, given where he was and how he's being perceived and get lambasted by Man U fans. I think Walker was dominant. Still has his speed. Not the best going forward, but good enough for the Man City team. So, and by the way, Pep said he didn't fit his system, so he wasn't going to play him. He had to play.
What about you, Debo?
I give Walker the edge over Trippier as the best right back in the. I mean, Trippier was awesome though, but I give Walker just because.
But you know your team of the season, you pick Trippier though. You remember?
But that's me picking my team of the season.
So you didn't pick the best right back in your team?
Boss, I have personal preference when you're picking your team of the season.
Okay,
I'm gonna tell you say because of his attacking nature, you have to have Trippier in the thing when me pick. You have to be unbiased in the boss. Like it depends from where you want to the right back in the team of the season. Trippier give more going forward in your team of the season.
So here's what's funny. Here's what's funny about that.
Why would I pick Trent? Why would I pick Trent, man?
Why wouldn't you pick him if you're talking about
because he didn't have a good season for being at the team of the season. Both Walker and Trippier had brilliant seasons, right? And I am going for the man who can give me more attacking output in my team of the season. Like, what's so difficult to understand?
I'm going for the person who can give me the most going forward.
But they're close. What? No, man. Trent did not play that well to get into the team of the season.
Oh,
there's no way.
Right? Right back is a defensive position.
No. That's not how football works. It depends on what you want for your system. All about your system. You don't have to defend?
What system?
It's all about what you want for your system. That's not how football works. All right. But I agree with Kronke in terms of Wan-Bissaka. I was going to go with Dalot, but I'm not sure at what point him get injured. But Wan-Bissaka, when he came in, he did really well, and him surprised me. Him really improved in terms of going forward too. A lot of people say, I mean, him still can't cross the ball and thing, but him dribbling and him passing really improved this season. So Wan-Bissaka.
So Jason Guna says Ben White after or before he played against Matoma. Is it before or after he played against Matoma?
No, but Matoma did that to almost Matoma did that to most of the wing backs though that he played.
Not to Wan-Bissaka, not to Trippier, not to Wan-Bissaka, not to the brilliant right backs.
All right.
Not to the brilliant right backs.
What about you, Marlon? Who is your surprise? Who is your best?
For surprise, Wan-Bissaka, as I said, after the World Cup he got in the team and he basically took that position away from Dilo. Right? He shut down two of the skillest players in the league, Mitoma and up against Saint Maxima in the club.
Wait, Marlon, he never play another 7. I just a check. Him play another 7? Like, I just want to know.
I don't think he played the 7. Did he play the 7?
That's why I'm gonna remember because it was such a blur. I'm gonna remember who they play, right? But
you got
no,
to
honestly, no. I'm gonna remember for true.
Nobody
Was it
playing
Dallo?
defense. Nobody was playing defense.
No, was it Dallo? Was it Dallo or Wan-Bissaka?
I don't remember, but I know
Okay.
from where he was to going up the team to come in the team and take the right back position, right? Till the end of the season. A surprise for me still at right back. Kenny Tete from Fulham. I don't know what you guys think about him. He had a good season as well.
I think he had a good season.
Yeah, it was for a team that just got promoted, and I think Trippier and Walker fight it out. I think Walker won the league, so Walker gets it over him.
Yeah, I think Walker was, to me, the best right back. Right.
All right, for my left back, I go Ake. I think was the best left back, and Estupinian, I think his name is a surprise. The Ecuadorian.
Yeah, so I disagree.
He's good going forward, but he has some trend tendencies. I do think that Ake was brilliant this season. Not sure people realize how brilliant he played the entire season. And he locked down players who play on the right against him. I thought he had a really, really good season as a left back. So I'm going to go with Ake because I thought he was, for a person who played center back for much of his career, he had a great season at left back.
Yeah, so I disagree. I think Estupinian was the best left back in the league by a clear mile. And the surprise for me was the resurgence of one Luke Shaw. Boy, I don't know with him game, but he was excellent at left back for Manchester United. So him was the surprise to me, and Estupinian was the best left back.
Yeah, I watch Estupinian a lot. He has some defensive tendencies or deficiencies, which is camouflaged by his ability to go forward.
You know what? Remember just what the word where Kronke love use? And not digress. I forget the word. Let me just say this, right? You see, in this age of technology and camera and all of these things, and you can slow down and watch and this and that. Like, we are so critical, you know. Like, you don't expect people to get beaten because they are one defender. If we went back and we watched the greats, we would have scrutinized so much. No, like even the Champions League game with the greatest comeback ever in a world football, Liverpool versus AC Milan. You know how much criticism would have been for the backline there? The Maldinis and all of them people. You know, hear nobody talk about it, you know? Nobody scrutinized them and be, they were the greatest defenders of all time. But them there get run them down 3-0 and make Liverpool come back from 3-0 down. There is not so much microscope on those players back in the days. So Kronke make it seem like say, okay, yeah, people can get beaten. But him just don't panic. Okay, him have some deficiencies. Every player has deficiencies, boss. No perfect player exists. Like why you make it seem like say because the man have some deficiencies means say him can't be the best left back in the league.
So we're comparing players and the totality of the players and the completeness of the players and their contribution during the season. And I've watched him play, and he has deficiencies which sometimes cost Brighton when they play. And Ake
every
has
player does.
Wait. We do a comparison between Ake and Estudiant, right? That's what we're doing. We're not doing for the entirety of the league and all. We're doing for two players. And Ake shows no deficiency during the season. 0.
Wow, that is not true, but okay.
What deficiency did he show? So give me an example.
No, I can't remember every game. I don't even know how much game Ake played last season. How much game Ake played last season? Ake was hurt a lot of the games.
Ake played a lot of games.
Yeah, he also was missing a lot of games.
Yes, but he played a lot of games.
But at times was playing in a back five. Because for me,
exactly.
Kanji was better than him.
No, exactly. He played in a back three. He doesn't play in a back five. He played in a back three.
Actually.
Back five. He played a back three. It's 3-2, not a 5. I
think Akanji for me was more commanding there even when he got out of it. But for me, I think Lucia got it for surprise because I think where he finished last season, Malasia was brought in to really fight him for that position. I think Luke Shaw and basically Wan-Bissaka, 2 person that stepped up. Because even if you notice, Martinez got injured, and Luke Shaw was.
Manchester United defense is really problematic, because it's a good
Man.
thing that Luke Shaw surprised I hear on one soccer surprise Harry Maguire.
Don't forget Martinez. Don't forget Martinez.
Harry Maguire don't surprise anybody. Remember, Martinez was brought in to play that position and Varane, right? But the thing was this: with Malacia would have played over Shaw, Dilo would have played over Wan-Bissaka. But you finish the league with both of them playing. Martinez was the only one who missing from it.
Yeah.
So I think from where they started to where they finish, right? Martinez got injured in the civil game, and on that injury, when I see he came to the two players and passed that ball, I said that's a season-ending injury. And I think from that injury there, Manu literally decapitated right there and got out of the game. So I think Shaw Estepinian is a new player, so I will basically give him play 35 games for the season. 1 goal, 6 assists for first time in the Premier League. So he will be the left back of the season.
And to be fair, Shaw also went to centre back in a couple of the games.
That's why I want to give him, because he played that 9 back and 18 at left back.
Yeah.
Okay.
CDM.
Yeah.
So let me go first, please, because we know so we're not going to have a bag of complaints. The best and most surprising CDM in the league, and I will have no arguments, it's by a clear mile, is Paulina from Fulham. No questions about it. That guy has been the best CDM in the league by miles. He won the most tackles in the league, and when him get the yellow card accumulation, you can see Fulham dropped way down. They didn't win a game when he was out, and as soon as he came back, they were back again. Paulina from Fulham, clear as the most surprising and the best CDM in the league, easily, no question. Don't tell me about no Rodri and Casemiro and them, man. All right, fine.
You might make him figure out, and then he tell us not to tell him who we are gonna pick. What is wrong? Kronke, go ahead. Demo said
so there are a lot of good CDMs in the league this year. He's right against Paulina from Fulham, but he has to make a lot of tackles because they're always under pressure. That's why some people make a lot of tackles. You're under pressure, you're gonna make tackles, and you just start to look great because you're gonna try to cut off balls going through your defense. Rodri was very, very good. Casemiro was good. Partey was good until the last 10 games when he became atrocious. I'm missing someone.
Declan Rice.
Declan Rice was good. So we have some good CDMs. I think Rodri was the best.
What about Caicedo?
I'm not sure he played a traditional CDM role, though. He was 8, he was 6, he was right back there in the season. No, he played 8, 6, and right back. Yeah, he was all over the place. So, but if you want to put him in that mix, yes, he's in the mix.
What about?
I would say Rodri was the best.
What about the Brazilian at Newcastle?
Guimarães also played 8 and 6 too, but mainly played the 6, but he played 8 and 6. So it's about 6 or 7 of them who are very, very good. I am going to say from the ones I saw and the dominance, and maybe it's the team that informs that, was Rodri. Surprising was Paulina because I think he was dominant defensively, but it was mainly defensively. He wasn't the one orchestrating going forward like Rodri does when he links up with Gundogan, he links up with De Bruyne. But he's the most surprising, but I think the best to me was Rodri. And I think Casemiro wasn't far behind, and Guimarães was brilliant, frankly. So I think CDM is probably one of the tougher positions, frankly, to rate, but there's so many good ones in the league.
All right. I don't see how I can do this, right? And don't have Declan Rice. Especially when Declan Rice played against Liverpool, Manchester United, Manchester City with Rodri. Declan Rice, control. Declan Rice, dominant, even against Arsenal. That midfield, when West Ham and Arsenal play, belonged to Declan Rice. Brighton, watch that game. The midfield belonged to Declan Rice. And for his name to not be mentioned is
we did mention his name. What are you talking about?
You mentioned it.
Why would I mention Declan Rice, boss? The man is nowhere in the caliber of what
I
Paulina
thought
did this
Dima would say
season, brother.
Fabinho.
They,
I thought
like,
Dima
why
would say
would I?
Fabinho. I'm surprised
For
he would say
who?
Fabinho.
He was one of the worst CDM in the league this season. You see, Bacetic come and take him game. But anyway, when I get in all of that.
So I believe that
Tony said Gimmer is not CDM. He played 6 and 8. I'm telling you, he played 6 and 8.
Fresh got
Sometimes he
some
played
money.
opposite Willock. Even Willock played one side, he played the other side. But sometimes he played the 6.
Yeah.
They're very fluid midfield, by the way. They're very fluid. No, I sent Tony the link management, but I didn't send him to come on. I said Apollo. I think Apollo went to bed. I think Apollo went to bed actually.
Yeah. So I would have to say somehow Declan Rice name has to be in the mix. So I'm going to say the quality of Declan Rice. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like, and I agree with you, Jason. I feel like Declan Rice had a better season than Paulino at Fulham. I really believe
you guys don't watch these games a lot.
What?
We
No,
can
man.
only go back when we watch. Paulino was brilliant tackling, brilliant winning the ball.
I watched Declan Rice because of the rumors. So I watch a lot of Declan Rice. Listen, I don't normally rate English players generally, but I must say this youth is class. Listen, I said Partey was better than him, but I'm telling you, Partey, none of the Arsenal CDMs had a better season than him. Casemiro, do you realize that Declan Carr don't get cards? Casemiro make rush challenges because he's always out of position.
He does.
So I have to give it to.
I think Rodri was. I think Rice was
that
better than
comment
Rodri.
is madness, by the way.
Declan Rice and Rodri are my two names.
All right. It's a surprising player, Paulina. First time plays in the Premiership, was outstanding. There's a player that, of course, I don't know if you guys look at him, Jefferson Lerma from Bournemouth, for a team that came up was struggling, had an outstanding season. Right? You came with a team that was really set to go back to relegation. 37 games, 4 goals, I think 5 assists, 7 yellow card. Did very well in a team that was dubbed to go back to relegation. Declan Rice is a season campaigner in the league.
The man is 20. The man just turned 24. What kind of season campaigner you're talking about? The man is young.
He's a season campaigner, Manningsman. If you're playing all 4 years in the league, you're a season campaigner. What do you mean?
It's once you play more than 2 seasons consistent, you become a season campaigner. But with this, Paulina first season in the league, Larma coming back from loan from Turkish league, right? Come back to Bournemouth, prove himself there. Casemiro was outstanding in the first part. When he ended up started turning himself in the box to box, going forward and more attacking more than defending, and got out of position and got some yellow card. Rodri was stable, was basically the link between attack and defense. But as Dimo said, Saicedo was good in the first part. Honestly, outstanding. It'd be like Partey, how they started off. Both of them were very good at the first part of the Partey was good up until the World Cup. After the World Cup, he went off the board. But for me, I think Guimaraes what he did, playing as a box to box at number 8 and playing the CDM position when you have to play it. He was good going forward. He was good blocking the channels in the middle. So I basically give him and Paulina.
I think Fabi Frano is saying that Liverpool number 10. Liverpool. Who is Liverpool number 10?
The man see my thing, man. What wrong with you? The man see my thing. That's what he saw. Like, man, I understand. Mark 10. That's what he saw, man. Relax. Huh?
Oh no, because after that he types in stones. Like he's hearing his stone is going to be thrown at him. I don't know, so I'm trying to make this All right, so all right, all of us have different picks there. In the Mark 10. Okay, so let's go now. What you'd call a box-to-box midfielder or a number 8.
Surprise, Trent Alexander-Arnold for me.
Hey, listen, man. Me. Hey,
the man is my surprise midfielder. What wrong with man? Like, but I never expect Trent to be this good in midfield. Like, that's my surprise. That was very surprising for me.
How many games did Trent play midfield? How many games did he play?
A lot. Like, probably. How much would he win straight? 9? or 7th straight.
He
As
didn't play
soon as he
midfield
came,
before the World Cup. He didn't play midfield.
no,
before the World Cup.
You see the game against Arsenal. From that game to the end of the season, he was playing midfield. That was a lot of games. So for me, he's my surprise. And obviously, we not question who was the best midfielder in the league. We can just move forward. I mean, we all know who that is. So.
No, we're saying, we know who's the best midfielder in the league. I would agree.
Yeah, so my surprise
Or
is
the best
Trent.
attacking midfielder.
My surprise is Trent. I don't know when his man turn off him something
So
for.
why you
In
buy
terms of surprises.
Why you buy McAllister?
Why did I buy McAllister?
Isn't that the position?
We just lost four. We just lost 4 midfielders. Well, 3 midfielders.
But you have Trent. He's coming to replace Trent because that's his position he plays.
He's not coming to replace Trent, boss. What wrong with Manny's man?
No, Trent
What wrong with you today?
Trent is an inverted player. He's not a true
We're not
midfielder.
talking about but Dimo put him in midfield. And now you're saying that
he was my surprise in midfield. Yeah, so I'm surprised in midfield.
Zinchenko plays. He's not a midfielder person.
All right, so Trent no count then. Even though all of him assists for the season come from right there.
Count. It doesn't count.
All right, fine. Mega think about some other one. Mega think about some other one, and then on go around the table.
Tony's asking you, when Trent plays in midfield, inverted right back, who plays right back?
When name Konate covers until he gets back. Yeah, he covers because it goes to a back 3.
Right.
No. Konate covers.
He covers. What wrong?
What is man? Konate covers.
What wrong with Manny's man? Konate cover. Boss. You understand that football is a fluid game? Like everybody understand that? So when Trent is forward in midfield, Konate covers. And it's a back 3. It's simple. Like what's so difficult? But guess what? Mega think about a different midfielder who surprised me.
Yes.
And then because you don't know how we use Trent. So you go around a while I think about somebody else.
We said defender at right back and we said midfielder. We didn't say sieve and inverted left and right back. We didn't say that.
All right. So let me give it. Marlon, who are your number 8s? Best and surprise.
McAllister.
McAllister is what?
Number 8.
The best number 8?
Huh?
The best number 8?
He said McAllister.
And he's a surprise. Okay.
No, my surprise. There's a lot of them. Most of the guys in the lower half of the league. I think what's the name again? I think he's from Colombia.
Play so.
Hold on there.
Which team he plays?
Who's up the play for again? Lima.
Lerma. Lerma play for Bournemouth.
As well.
Who name Lima?
Play for Wolves. Plays beside Neves.
About Nunes?
No man, Neves and he plays beside Neves.
Nunes,
Lima man, I think he's from Colombia.
Neto.
Yeah, no. But it's what
Neto, that's a winger.
Man, you have Nunes. Nunes is a defensive, and he's more like the boxer beside Nunes. I think.
I know the person you talk, but I remember him name.
I think Lemma is his name. Yeah, fresh blood. L-E-M-A.
Lemma.
He's a Colombian.
So I think those who are struggling. I think
we talk about 8, right? We're talking about number 8, right?
Yeah, I think the fact that we can't even know who it is, that means that it should not be discussion.
So the 8 to me would be between Guimaraes, Xhaka. I'm surprised we don't make Xhaka this year. What games you guys been watching? Xhaka has been brilliant this year for Arsenal.
Boss, so how not gonna tell we who are our surprise of the season? I don't understand.
Watch football. No, we're not watch football.
But the man watched Wolves and thinks that Wolves man was him surprise of the season. Like, how not gonna tell him what was his surprise?
So I would say Eze the second part of the last part of the season. I would say Guimaraes throughout the season. I would say Xhaka for the entire season. There's not a ton of them, but those are the players that sort of stand out to me right away.
But you don't have McAllister in your one?
McAllister also should be in it, yes.
So
Okay.
Jason Kuna,
Thank you.
I don't think McAllister was better than Xhaka this year.
Thank you. No, because Bruno played 8 and a 6, right? So that's why I had him as my
He
6.
does play 8 and a 6. He does play 8 and a 6.
Most of his game were playing at a 6. So that's why I had McAllister over him. But both of them we fighting for the position. But I think what Lima had towards this season was something good for him. I think he came in the team and he and Neves basically saved him.
Tony said, what about Jacob Ramsey?
Ramsey was brilliant, but Ramsey played a lot of wing in the second part of the season. Played like a left wing role. He wasn't playing a traditional 8 actually.
McGinn will be over him. I think McGinn had a better season than him.
But do you know Xhaka had 7 goals and 7 assists in the season this year for an 8, which is brilliant stats.
All right, just to avoid all of this, Xhaka has been my surprise of the season. See, there, Xhaka.
Thank you. Because you know that he has
take it.
in his position, he has the most goal-saving tackles or interceptions.
He plays the 8. He plays a true 8, not a hybrid.
Okay, 8. Xhaka is my surprise of the season.
Even though Gundogan wasn't too bad either. If you think about 8, Gundogan was playing the 8 for.
Yeah, we don't mention Gundogan. Yeah.
Gundogan, I'm sorry, not Gundogan. Gundogan was good this year, actually.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. Gundogan was good. And in fact, he proved his worth as the season progressed more and more.
All right. Attacking midfield. Or Cam.
There's only one winner. As the best player this season in the attacking midfield. There's only one winner.
Martin Odegaard.
Odegaard to me is the winner. I think Ramsey, who floated quite a bit, even though Buendia played there too. I'm not sure if Ramsey played all season, frankly. But I think my number 1 would be Odegaard as the best 10 this season.
And then Kevin De Bruyne.
I think Odegaard was the best 10 this season.
This has got to be a joke, bro. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Wait. De Bruyne is not a true 10, you know. You guys are confusing this. Man City, like Liverpool, don't play with a true 10. So let's not confuse the position. They played 3 across. We didn't play a little bit of high road. Odegaard is a true 10 who actually plays on the right of the 10. Odegaard has the best season. The stats prove it.
All right.
Odegaard has the best season.
What is so funny, Dimo?
Wait, no. So Odegaard is the best attacking midfielder in the league. Who is this surprise?
No. Who are the best? No. The 15 goals and 7 assists, Demo.
Why are you arguing, boss?
Because you're laughing at us as if we don't know what we're talking about.
I'm just asking you who is the surprise of the season, brother. Like,
my surprise is Odegaard. My best player in the 10. I'm not surprised the same player.
All right, so for me, obviously the best attacking midfielder in the league was Kevin De Bruyne, and my surprise was Pereira from Fulham. I thought he was outstanding, especially when he was playing with Mitrovic. He's my surprise of the season. What wrong with man? Stop telling me who I'm a surprise, the boss. What wrong with a brother? Me know say I know Odegaard is a baller. He never surprised me. When Manchester United run with Pereira as a youth and thing, I did not expect the quality of what he was doing in the league. That's why it's a surprise to me. Like, who never tell me who I'm a surprise? Like, something wrong with man, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. He was not good at Man U, so opportunity knocks and he took it. But I think Odegaard was a surprise. You could, if you said Odegaard and De Bruyne, I would live with that. Odegaard being surprised, but I can't say Pereira versus. That's a tough one.
Boss, I know Odegaard never surprised me. Odegaard is a baller, brother.
So you think Kevin De Bruyne had a better EPL season than Martin Odegaard?
By far, clear as day. And he didn't even play all the games.
What are the stats saying?
De Bruyne has 1 more goal contribution, so 16 goals and 7 assists. Odegaard had 15 goals and 7 assists. So De Bruyne has 16 assists, and I think it's 7 goals. And Odegaard has 15 goals and 7 assists. And goals are harder to score. than to assist.
Okay.
So that's it.
Okay, but you're telling me why he's better.
He has
more
twice as many
He has more.
goals.
Hold on.
He has twice as
He
many
has
goals as
more.
De Bruyne.
He
And
has
De Bruyne
more
is in a
goal
better team, by the way.
contribution.
De Bruyne is in a better team.
He has more goal contributions to the team that won the league. What more you need for Axe? Not goal contributions that make you lead the league for 250. Whoa, wait, no. He's in a team, blah blah blah. Odegaard disappeared in most of the top games that I watched him playing. Disappeared. Houdini.
That's true.
That don't work, bro. You can't be a top player when your team depend on you. You lose to Southampton a jog, easy shots wide at the top of the 8 yard, whatever yard. Like, bro, no. Kevin De Bruyne for me. Easy.
Yeah, Tony says Almiron is his surprise.
Almiron played right though. He played right wing. He didn't play 10. And he faltered away at the end of the season. He wasn't even starting by the time the season ended.
Let's hear from
He was
Marlon.
brilliant in the first half before the World Cup. Not the same after the World Cup.
So for me, De Bruyne, surprised Odegaard. I didn't expect him to be this good this season. So they will be as an attacking midfielder tens. They will be the two standout two there. I think Bruno probably might fall behind them, although he did a lot of crap on the field some of the time. But if you look in the league, there are not a lot of pure tens there. So those two basically stand out.
Madison is also 10. Madison had good stats, by the way.
Yeah, a good stat, but he didn't have a good season.
He was injured part of the season, right?
Yeah. So that's the thing. So I want to take him and compare with those three players who play most of the game.
I'm surprised you didn't mention Fernandez for your team.
No, I said Bruno.
Oh, you said Bruno?
I thought
you were talking about Guimaraes.
No,
I wouldn't consider your.
Come on,
you don't consider the fake Bruno. The fake Bruno. No, man, Bruno was good this season. No lie.
He was good, and I think he played most basically all the games.
Mm-hmm.
So
Bruno whines too much. I can't rate Bruno. He whines too much.
Yeah,
he's always whining. He just
special mention to Eze though when he went in at 10. He was really good.
Yeah, Eze was good.
When Ryan
when Hodgson came in,
came over there. Yeah. What about all right, wingers right on the right? Marlon, let's start with you. Best and surprise.
I think there's only 2 players on the right for best.
If we're gonna go by stats, I think.
No man, you go by what you want to go by, man.
Saka and Salah, you can't take that from them. But if you go by stats, Salah will take it, right? Because but I think at the first part, Saka was basically unplayable. So you're talking about 2 different players. One came out at the end of the season. One started the season on fire.
One came out when it was playing, when it was counted, and one played when it didn't matter. One played when it didn't matter, and one played when it really mattered.
Even though he fought it off. I give it to Salah because Salah finished the season better than him, and you basically go off because Saka fell off. But for me, so I will give him the surprise of the season. But those are the best 2 wingers there.
You give Saka the surprise of the season?
Yeah, I give it to him because I didn't see any breakout player as a right winger. I'm not gonna put. I want to put Anthony there.
What about Bobby Reid at Fulham?
Bobby is there, but Bobby is not.
I'm gonna say surprise was Almiron.
What about this guy from Brentford? Is weak.
Ash.
No, the ball guy, man, he played up front with Ivan Toney on the right hand side. Very speedy.
He's not a winger.
They play a 2.
He play forward with.
We're gonna look at it. You have I think Anthony we come after them after those 2, and he didn't have the best season for Manu.
Anthony, which Anthony?
Anthony Manu.
You're crazy.
What happened to him? What happened to him?
Oh, so that's Bobby Miguel Almiron at the front of the season.
Anthony and Richarlison should be in the same bucket.
I agree. Olise was better than Anthony.
Yeah, awful.
Okay.
They're one word awful. Both of them.
You have to understand the player that Anthony is. I don't know if everybody was watching before. He's not the person who's gonna go down the wing and flash and screen. He's a player who take on the left foot and will go across the whole 18-yard box.
I'm going around that circle. That's his best move. To do that circle thing, that's his best move.
Kronke, what about your big baller, man? Send him out.
Not a right wing. We're talking about right wing. So for me, Almiron is a surprise, especially the first half of the season. He was brilliant. And then Salah, to me, not just about his stat, but his overall game. He has 19 goals and like 12 assists. You can't beat that, right? You're a winger scoring 19 goals and 12 assists. That's like a center forward. So it's Salah and Almiron for me. Surprises and best right winger.
What about you, Demo?
Listen, Almiron really tailored off after a while. I mean, it was a surprise that he was scoring because I never think him could have hit a barn door first. So that was surprising. But then he reverted to type and went back to what he was. I think it's I never expect this from Saka, to be fair. So I'm going to say Saka was my surprise of the season. He was awesome for most, but just like Odegaard, in times when it mattered, he also disappeared a lot of the games. I think he missed a penalty for Uno at one point. Crucial.
Yes, West Ham, yes.
Yeah, so but yeah, he was a massive surprise for me. He did really well. But numbers wise, and I think he's in my team of the season too. Because I just picked him in the team of the season.
You don't normally pick the best players in the team of your season.
No, I'm just saying. No,
that's why you said
if we're go by stats, definitely I'm going to go with Salah as the best right winger in the league this season. And probably most of the seasons since he's been here, just saying. Me know say mention. You see this assist thing though. Like use goal contributions. You remember the assist where the man get a hat-trick assist? I think it was the Leicester game. And the free kick for Trent, all him do I just pull back the ball. Yo, me no count them thing that's all the man do I just flick back the ball to Trent and him score the free kick.
Right? When they go negotiate the contract, assist is part of that stats they use to get money.
I know, I'm just saying, like that.
But I agree with you.
Assists there, it just
that's what I'm saying. Goals are more significant than assists.
I am disappointed in Salah. I don't know how somebody could have Salah on any list for Liverpool this season. This season, without Mane, when Salah was supposed to carry that team when they were struggling, Salah was nowhere to be found.
What?
I'm telling you.
Wait, you're trolling right now?
No, I'm not trolling.
You can't serious.
Salah is one of the reasons why Liverpool team, like didn't perform or do better when they were in that patch when they were struggling. I'm telling you.
Man, you're not serious right now.
I am serious, Demo.
You are not serious, boss. Without Salah would have finished about 14th.
I agree with you. And if Salah was really stepping up, he would have scored more. Listen, Demo, how much? All right, hold on, Demo.
One
on a Demo, man. Check against the big teams.
You need to check. The man said no Manchester City will beat them. The man score against Man U. The man score against Tottenham. The man score against almost everybody. Where you talk about?
No.
Him score against Arsenal.
What him score against Arsenal? What?
When you beat on a 3-2, you beat we.
Hey, you see what? All life is funny. You just mentioned how Saka missed a penalty. Why you don't bring up the fact that Salah missed a penalty when it mattered most?
When it no, but I know one time we play Arsenal. We play Arsenal twice.
Here's what I just said. I just said to you, when you were talking about Saka, you mentioned the fact that he missed a penalty. When it was important, as one of the reasons why you think when it mattered most, he never showed up. I am saying to you, in the same way, Salah got a penalty against Arsenal when it mattered, and he missed it.
What do you mean when it mattered? We got a point. We not understand. We get a point in the game being two. Wait, who scored the first goal? Before Firmino. Who scored the first goal, Kronke?
You're changing.
Salah scored in the game, so we are talking about.
You're changing the point I'm making, you know.
No, but man. Wait. You say Salah don't score in the big games. You point out about 4 or 5 a while ago. Where the man actually score. Even score against the title challengers
During the
as
time
well.
there's struggle, Gakpo was carrying some of that weight.
Boss, Salah was involved in everything good Liverpool did, boss. Everything. When he's
All
not
right.
scoring, he's assisting. The man scored the only goal for beat the
Thank
champions
you.
of the league.
Thank you. In the first part of the season, Demo Salah was struggling.
He
Demo.
wasn't great in the first part of the
He
season,
wasn't
but he
great,
came
but
on strong.
he was scoring goals still. That's the
He
point.
has
Him just never
19
look
goals.
good on
I'm
the
sorry.
eye.
19 goals and 12 assists in 38 games is a brilliant stat for
Boss,
Wigan.
boss, when we play Manchester City early up in the season, who scored?
All right.
Who win 1-0?
Did
Salah.
Salah have a better season than Hurricane?
No.
No. Not even stats wise.
No.
All right, we soon come to that. All right, so you have Salah. And
The
the
man
left
say if him disappointed with Salah. Anyway, yeah.
disappointed in Salah. Maybe my expectation too big of it.
It,
But
it is because this is probably the second time only Salah hasn't reached 20 goals in a season.
But that's what I'm saying, that he did the first part of the season when Liverpool was struggling, Salah was struggling.
All I am saying is in his struggles, he was still scoring goals.
All right.
That's all
left
I'm
wing.
saying.
Left wing.
Left wing.
Martinelli and Mitoma.
Yeah, Martinelli are the best for me. Mitoma is the surprise.
What say you, Marlon? Rashford?
Rashford have a good season, but if I think what Martinelli brought to Arsenal this season, I think he was very he was a main part of Arsenal's success this season. But I think Mitoma surprise, but Greenish won the title. I think he was one of the main players for City in that run in the last 15 games. So I'm gonna put Greenish over Martinelli.
So what you did, you went off the screen, drank, and then came back on. Is that what you did? What you just went and took a while. You won the screen, you were doing so well. And all of a sudden you went and took some liquor. Must be the rum strong, don't it? So I'll say this. I actually picked Rashford because I think Martin and Rashford are like neck and neck, frankly. Rashford bounced back significantly this year from last year. I thought he was brilliant, especially going forward when he was taking on people when the goal he scored against us, he was really, really good in some of the difficult games. He only played 35 games because he was injured for 3 games. So I thought he was very, very good. I thought Mitoma was good, but nobody. Now tell me about on Grealish. Please don't talk about on Grealish. Because somebody can dribble the ball and don't lose it. What does his stats say? He's playing on a brilliant team with brilliant goal scorers about him. What do Grealish stats say apart from being able to dribble and get fouled?
But if you're going off stats, he will have the worst stats out of Martinelli and when it comes on Rashford. So
he has 5 goals and 7 assists.
Well, I think
5 goals for Man City team. You know how much goal Foden have? Almost twice what I have, and Foden play half the game. Them. You have 5 goals and 7 assists in the Man City team in our entire season, where goals are raining. De Bruyne have more goals and assists than you, and you are playing on the left wing, where you get isolation 1-on-1 because they can't double team, and you're going to be in the what? Because you have the biggest true contract, because they press rate you, because you have a certain persuasion. Nothing but on Grealish. You know what Grealish stats are for the entirety? Grealish about 1 in 7, 1 in 8 player. I play a wing. 1 in 7, 1 in 8 is not brilliant for a winger.
Okay. He wasn't a prolific goal scorer. No. When he scored the 10 goal for Aston Villa, I think.
So what is he good at, Marlon? You now give me assist, you now me a goal, and you play a wing. What are you good at?
Hold the ball, dribble up and pass it in the middle. That's
like
what.
A Jamaican, the water Jamaican them who dribble enough and beat enough man, and you smile and do what? What's your end product? It's all about outcome. What is my end product?
Assist or scoring.
I listen to Talk Sports now. And they rave about Grealish. Them love Grealish. And love Grealish because they don't know if you dribble in England. They don't know if we beat nobody. So they see somebody know why do it, and everybody get excited. There is no end product.
But I would take Foden over Grealish any day.
I don't see the Grealish fascination apart from, yes, he does a good job of holding the ball, beating people, bringing people to play. Where's the end product?
Maybe he's one of the more fouled players in the league as well, you know.
And what does that mean in terms of outcome?
I don't know. I'm just saying that he gets a lot of free kicks.
Zaha get a lot of foul too.
Yeah.
Boss, man not gonna make no disrespect Grealish, bro. Grealish was amazing this season.
Amazing at what?
Like Grealish walks on water in the boss. Like you feel like getting those fouls not lead to goals.
So
Grealish was awesome.
Anthony get a lot of
kicks.
Dimo, Anthony get a lot of fouls.
Hey, Dimo. You know, poor you have to be to get 5 goals. Hey, what is De Bruyne stats? What's Haaland stats? What's Foden stats? What's Mahrez stats? What's Gundogan stats? These are all the players now who played. You know, he might have worse than all of them by a good distance.
But Kronke always do this, you know. It's what your manager wants for you in the system.
Yeah, I don't
think that's what they ask of Grealish. I don't think so.
No. They're not ask. Hey, Dima, I'm very surprised at you, Dima. You know better.
I don't think that's what they ask for Grealish.
Nobody asks the winger who just dribble and beat people and have no end product.
No, that's not all he does.
Arsenal, that's for sure. Can't play for my team.
That's not all he does. But we could move on.
Jacob Ramsey have better stats. Grealish, a joke. Even Trossard have better stats than.
Everybody have better stats than Grealish. But it's the price of England. That's why you can get a Southgate team, because Southgate want end product. Even though one of stylish people.
All right, let's get to. I don't think we'll have a lot of discussion around this, so let's go quickly. Striker, the best and the surprise.
Obviously, the striker is Haaland, and my surprise is Evan Ferguson. I talk about this guy so much coming out of the youth system for Brighton. He's the next Harry Kane, and if you don't know, no. Evan Ferguson is going to be a monster player in the future. Well, next season and onwards. So he's my surprise, and obviously Erling Haaland.
So I would say that based on the stats, Haaland, obviously, but Kane scored 30 goals this season. You know, that's a ton of goals. It's his best season of all the season had. He scored 30 goals. Haaland just scored too many goals. And I think Tony, to me, second season in a row, hold-up play was brilliant. I think Tony has to be up there for surprises, even though he played last year and played well. Ollie Watkins also is a brilliant shout, actually. Maybe I'll give Holly over Tony, but I think Tony was brilliant again this season. And what I was surprised about was Tony's link-up play, and his look-away link-up plays, to me, were shocking, frankly. I thought he was just a goal scorer, a penalty taker, not somebody who, because he doesn't run really well, not somebody who links up as well as he does, and making final passes to Mboma, which is not normal for somebody who's that big and playing this position. Only Kane has that ability to center forward, actually.
Yeah. Marlon.
But I think Watkins is a great shout, frankly.
All right. Player of the season, basically, nobody can take it from him. Haaland, as Kronke said about Harry Kane, had one of his best season when it comes to stats. Tony as well did very well again. Consistent 2 seasons in the Premiership. Evan Ferguson, breakout talent of the year. What's his name again? Amoy from Nottingham Forest did well as well. So I think he's somebody. Amoni, yeah, I think he's somebody you can really first season in. No, he was at Liverpool before, right?
Yeah. No, he never played. He was in the youth team and he couldn't get his work.
He was a visitor.
He couldn't get his work permit sorted out. So we sent him on loan a lot.
I think Union Berlin made his name and came back in. So I think those players highlighted. Mitchell came back again, did very well. I think one of his best Premier League season in a long time. So that's it's coach of the year as we start off with a coach of the year. I think we have to look at the teams, the smart team, the Silva, Cooper. What's his name again? Yeah, Trevor that came at Brighton.
The Bursey.
What's the Bournemouth coach? I think these guys we have to give them the credit. We know what Pep and Arteta and these coach what they're made of already, but I think these guys come up here just came in the season, come in the Premier League for the first year and to save their team from relegation. Really was a good step.
All right.
So I think coach of the year is anybody who coached Chelsea. Because you have to be a madman to take that job.
How many coaches, right?
Did they have like 5 coaches this season? Which one do you have?
Unai Emery is a big shout. What Unai Emery came
shout, yes. Definitely.
I think Emery, I probably would give it to Guardiola.
I'm giving it to Eddie Howe.
I'm gonna give it to Guardiola because you know what?
Yeah, Eddie Howe and Newcastle.
That whole inverted concept, which threw off the league again. It's hard to improve upon what you've been doing, you know. You've been dominant. So it's between Guardiola. There's a lot of coaches actually. Bournemouth coach, Villa coach, Newcastle coach, Arsenal coach. There's a bunch of coaches actually who are managers, I should say, who did
that. What about Liverpool coach?
What about him? What about him?
Yeah, what about? What about him?
I just asked him why Kronke never called his name. That's it.
No, like we want to know what about him. We're talking about
who didn't do. I was saying who didn't do well. I said who did well, not who didn't do well.
Sorry.
Exactly. Oh, but before we go, like when you can pick a game of the season, I think about it a mess. Like we had so many good games this season. I think we could have picked one. Like which one? I mean, probably for you at the Reece Nelson moment. Maybe that for Arsenal. That game was actually really good.
I prefer the Man U game actually. When we beat Man U when Nketiah scored that goal at the end. That little flick.
Yeah, that was a late.
To me, that was my favorite because I like to beat Man U. Man U is my favorite team to beat.
No man, that
the Bournemouth game was good. So we're down 2-0, but Man U when we beat Man U.
All right. Kronke, remember clear it up, man. Let us pick a game. Let us pick a game as not an Arsenal fan. That's not clearly. The 7-0 have to be the best game of the season.
No, 7-0 best game.
It's
well, you know what? Let me not say that because when it's on Man U just get goals after goals, you're probably right about that. Actually, it's not a game of the season. It's probably the most surprising game of the season.
And I mean, listen, we drop a 9 in the league too. I remember we give Bournemouth 9. And it's like, man, not even business about that. When we give Manchester United 7, boss, that for me as a Liverpool fan, like it nothing gonna top that. If we finish 17th and still give Man U 7, I would have take it. Because my season was done after that.
Who's the most disappointing team of the season?
Chelsea, easily.
Chelsea or Liverpool?
No, Chelsea.
I think Leicester is the most disappointing team of the season.
No, boss, you can't go around Chelsea. Having how much money spent,
I think it's
how much coaches changed, and you still bro.
Brethren, Leicester get relegated, bro.
They will be the surprise team of the season to be relegated.
They're the surprise disappointing team of the season. Not the most disappointing. Most disappointing is Liverpool. Dominated with Man City for years. Always fighting for 1 or 2.
What? You dominated Manchester City for years?
Yes, for the last 4 years, as you were Man City.
We dominated Manchester City for years, man.
Dominating with, I said, not dominating them.
Both
teams dominating the league for last 4, and all of a sudden you just fell away.
Yeah, somebody said that the Newcastle 3-3 game with City and Liverpool.
With Man City, that was a good game. When said Maximum, by the way, dominated Man City.
He dominated Kyle Walker. That's for sure. I remember
City in a game this year. Only player that dominated was St. Maximum. Dominated. Yeah, but them running scared.
Was the worst signing of the season?
Wait. But I'm just say this before you pick that. Any game with a lot of the games with Brighton, them have some really good games. Like as a neutral, if you watch Brighton play, they play a lot of the games. Yeah, that Chelsea game they were so dominant, like men against boys. I love that game.
Dominant against Arsenal too. They beat us 3-0.
But the worst side of the season, yeah, they can pick that. This season them sign Richarlison.
Yeah, his first season.
Yeah, that's that for me, boy.
Somebody said
They're
Nunes.
number 4 signings, you know. They were in number 4.
Nunes.
What
No,
about
Boss,
I think
you
Nunes was
know
a good signing.
seminar rate Nunes. You know seminar rate Nunes, and Nunes was
what
the
about
worst signing.
Chelsea signing? What's his name? That Modric. Is that the worst? Is that worse than Richarlison?
There are a lot of worse signings this season.
Oh my gosh! But Chelsea signed so much players they can't pick anyone.
Or it could
Like
be Frank. It could be Frank Lampard, you know. That,
no, but Modric, Richarlison, them right up there.
what about Weghorst?
Weghorst?
No, Wakehurst, he was decent. I mean, he didn't
expecting
score a lot,
What?
but he.
to
Decent.
do all the Manage.
What Marlon say?
Pull up the ball for Manu, so he did what they wanted.
No man, Wakehurst wasn't as bad as people make him out to be, brother.
The only thing, because he doesn't score the goal, Demo, so nobody had no impact.
Like, man, I think you don't watch the games, them, you know, honestly.
Yeah,
Team to
but
do
so
that,
good.
I think the worst signing of the season was Jesse Lingard. I
Nah.
the worst signing. If you can't get into a Nottingham Forest team that's getting promoted, and you were a big baller at Man U, how bad can you be? You think about that. You weren't even on the bench for the last part of the season. You can't even get on the bench, and you get a big contract coming from Man U. We're down at West Ham the year before, coming off the bench, and you can't get on the field or on the bench. You got to be a terrible signing.
Somebody said, Fires, that Newcastle defender is terrible for real, you know.
The Leicester defender.
That's a terrible signing, you know. Tony says Joe Felix at Chelsea.
No, Joe Felix played well. He just didn't score goals. Yao Felix played well.
Big goal
I
against
think
Man.
Lingard. You guys think of Lingard. Look where he
But
started
Lingard
from.
got injured. Like, he was out for half
He
of the
was
season.
awful.
Boss, Lingard was out for half of the season.
No, he was awful. You watch it this season.
Breakthrough player this season for me, Morgan Gibbs White.
Breakthrough player?
Gibbs White? I don't know about that.
I mean, he is up there.
First season for me.
Player this season?
Yeah, man. First season, coming this season, man.
First season players?
It was Saliba's first season, no?
Yeah.
So you can't have Morgan Gibbs White.
Saliba was in Arsenal and he went on loan and came back.
Paulina had a better season than Morgan Gibbs White.
Mitoma
had a breakthrough season, yeah.
A Premier League team. These teams just got promoted.
Ferguson, these are guys coming in first season, you know.
Yeah, but Ferguson played less game, man.
He played, and he was also injured, actually.
And he's in a better team.
Yeah, Jason brought up Skamaka at West Ham as one of the worst signing.
Skamaka was scoring goals.
West Ham,
no, remember they scored goals. I think Jesse Lingard was bad. Richarlison wasn't good at all. There are a few players who had reputations.
I remember the hype when Modric skipped past a 47-year-old James Milner against Liverpool when he come off of the bench. The hype that man. What does he do, bro? Anthony, for me, are one of the worst sign of the season. So, you know, don't make him trick you. Anthony.
Rick, there's a lot of them.
Oh my gosh. But Richarlison top it though. I not look past Richarlison. Sorry.
But Richarlison though, he played a lot of games on the bench, right?
Richarlison was on the bench though.
He was on the bench. Was he? He was on the bench a lot. He was injured and then he was on the bench a lot. Yeah.
Was he okay?
I think Lingard was awful.
I tell you, Kronke, go look how much games Lingard play.
That is the point. No, Demo man couldn't get in the team. The man was that.
No, he was injured.
He was not.
That may tell you. Yes, he was.
By the way, Demo is on Barbados on jet ski. That's where he belongs. In Barbados.
Boss, I'm telling you guys, Lingard was injured for most of the season, brother. I'm not asking. Who said Bazunu was the worst signing? That's crazy. That is actually real. Bazunu.
Game time.
Bazunu, the goalkeeper.
Oh, Bazunu? No, I don't know him.
The Manchester City goalkeeper. That what? That's that not even close. Bazunu was a great signing. For Southampton.
So, Demo, I have a question for you, Demo. In the Premier League this season, how many games did Lingard play?
I don't know, but I know he was injured.
No. Dima, how much game he played? 17. He played 17
Seven
games.
exactly out of 38.
I know. And they got, what was his stats, Dima?
I don't know his stats, but I'm saying he was injured for half of the season.
17 games, goals 0, assists 0. At least Richardson have a goal on his name. He played 17 games. He has no goals, no assists. He made no contribution except take up space.
Boss. Come on. 17
no
games.
goals, no assists. Come on,
you can't be in the worst signs of the season if you play 17 games. That's crazy.
All right, so final question. If there's a coach that you think should not be given back a job next season, who is that coach?
Arteta. I already explained this, bro.
I think Frank Lampard. I have Frank Lampard. I don't think Frank Lampard.
No, you're talking about existing manager or people who managed during the season?
Well, he was because he ended the season at Chelsea. It was after the season.
Yeah, but he's not the manager, no?
Yeah, but he should not be given back a job in the Premier League.
I don't think there's any manager now who's managing now we can say shouldn't be given back a job, actually.
Well, I'm saying Arteta. I'm going to give him reasons why already.
And I think Arteta, I think as a coach, he's been very good. I think as a manager, he's not been very good.
If Arsenal wants to win silverware, we have to do better than Arteta.
No, Dimo, seriously. You have Brendan Rodgers who didn't do well this year, who don't deserve a next job. You have Gerrard.
Brendan Rodgers?
No, we say people are coaching now, management. We say coaching.
Bro, these guys aren't coaching now.
No, what I said that which coach this season should not be given back a job.
Lampard without a doubt.
You can't put Arteta on that list when you have Lampard, you have Gerrard, you have Brendan Rodgers.
All right, so I was working off the coaches that's there now, because obviously Gerrard now manage no one, them man they not manage.
Yeah, that's something say he should not be managing anyone in the Premier League right now.
Well, Leicester actually looking at Gerrard to go and coach them in the Championship.
Oh, right, that in the Premier League, definitely, that makes sense.
Well, that makes it. You not act like say Gerrard is some baby coach and manager. I don't understand.
What is he?
We mean, what is he? The man go dominate Celtic over in Scotland with the Rangers. I don't understand you. And make a wonderful run in Europe. In Europe.
Going to dominate Celtic, right? It's like coaching in MLS.
No. He didn't go to dominate. He didn't go to dominate with Celtic. He went to dominate with Rangers. So Celtic is the dominant team in Scotland.
So
let's not get it twisted.
I come to Jamaica and I say, all right, me go pick up Veer. And Veer win the league. And I say, hey, MLS, did you see what I just did in Jamaica? That is like, Diva. It don't make no sense.
Boss, stop act like say what Gerrard did was a joke.
Gerrard he brought back Rangers back into European football. Because
I think Gerrard was shown up by Emery. Emery took the same team
with
and
the
got
same
them in
set
Europe.
Same
one struggling at Gerrard because Gerrard created dissension in the team with the whole situation with Mings taking away the acting caravan. Gerrard wasn't the best manager.
But that didn't
change.
A
manager got to manage personalities and manage players.
Yeah, but the captain stayed the same. They didn't give back Mings the captain when he came in.
No, but that's not the point though. You create dissension when you do that. You create animosity when you do that. You create consternation when you do that.
The players just quit on him, that's it.
Because he wasn't that good. That's why. Emery's new, struggles with English, and English got better since he left us. And look at what he did with the team. They were drawing with Man City, playing tough, everybody tough. Except Arsenal, by the way. But they played everybody else tough.
And for me, the biggest story was the club. What's his name? Oh, jeez, Tuchel. Was it one?
Tuchel getting fired by Bowie. Yeah.
Who was it? Who had the big fight with? Who had the big fight with Tuchel?
It wasn't Klopp.
It wasn't Klopp. Who was it?
Tuchel and Tottenham coach Kronke.
Kronke.
You said who had a fight with Kronke? Because Kronke was a fight with somebody, a fight with his team, a fight with a coach. That must be Kronke. It must be Kronke. Kante may have been the most disappointing manager this season.
No.
Frankly.
Bro, I can't take that comment seriously when you're talking about the Scottish League. All right? So let me tell you
All right.
again.
Hold on.
He's not a Gerrard fan. He's not a Gerrard
No,
fan. He's not a Gerrard
no, but boss, I'm sorry. 101 on Arsenal. This wasn't about just the Scottish League. He actually had a brilliant run in Europe. He took Rangers back into Europe. So it's not just about dominating.
The other coach who had a brilliant run in Europe. What's his name from Holland was a brilliant run in Europe. His run in Europe was okay. They didn't go to the final under him.
But they weren't in Europe. They went with Van Bronckhorst.
It wasn't a brilliant run. It wasn't a brilliant run. Van Bronckhorst took them to the final.
It was a brilliant run.
Van
So it wasn't just about.
The next season had a brilliant run because he should have actually won that game.
Did they win the league? Did they win the league under Van Bronckhorst?
No, but they won under Gerrard, yes.
Right.
Okay, thanks.
Right. Timo, what I cannot understand is that you would want Arteta out and then talking to me like Gerrard is a better coach or a good coach.
Whoa. Who said he was a better coach?
Or a good coach. He's not good. Listen,
who said anything like that?
Arteta being out again? What's the reason for Arteta being out?
All right, so let me say this again. Right? Arteta has been at Arsenal for 3 years. He has only won a FA Cup after spending $1 billion. He has battled top 4. $1 billion. I'm exaggerating, man. So I don't know exactly amount of money to spend. He battled the top 4 when he came under pressure, finished 5th. Right after that, he led the league by 258 points, 58 days, He was leading the league by 258 for 258 days.
Not true. That is not true. The World Cup was in the middle of the league. Unlike any other season, take out all the World Cup time out of it and then give me the days.
Lord of mercy. All right.
No,
he was leading the league. Okay. He was leading the league. He was leading the league by. So let me finish now. He was leading the league for a very long time, and then came under pressure and choked and battled the league again. So every time, the 2 times him come under pressure, him choke. Top 4 and winning the league. He won a FA Cup and him spend a bag of money. Serious questions has to be asked about Arteta, and for me, he has to go.
Gerrard didn't have a battle to even drop something. That's the point I'm making.
Because Gerrard went in a league that Celtics dominate and him win the league with the man them while making them have a long run in Europe.
I cannot compare.
He has won a league. He has won a league.
But listen, we have to compare them in the same league. Arteta had a younger team, a team that he was rebuilding, getting rid of players and bringing in players. He was building his team. He didn't have, so he's building his team. Gerrard is building his team. Both of them are teams building. Gerrard couldn't even keep the team in the top 10. Look what Arteta has done. And Gerrard, we are talking about him.
What has he done? What has he done? The FA Cup?
And Community Shield.
So Rangers did not win the league. Rangers did not win the league before Gerrard, and they never win it after Gerrard. Just saying, they won it when he was there. So obviously, it's not as easy as
any Arsenal team of all time.
Oh Lord of mercy! Okay, give them the highest goal scoring trophy, please.
So can I jump in for a second? Can I bring some sanity?
Yeah, go ahead, Kronke.
So Gerrard did a good job in Scotland. That's not disputable, right? He did a good job. But when he stepped up to a higher level, he failed miserably. That's not disputable. Arteta has been given a lot of time to rectify the team because we're in such a bad state, and probably more time than most managers will get, given his record today. Secondly, Arteta has done a brilliant job with a very young team, but his in-game management is atrocious. That has cost us in 2 seasons in a row. He makes basic mistake. When he gets under pressure, he gets confused, flustered, and it's reflected in how we play when we're under pressure. If we ever go down by a goal, he loses it and throws a bunch of people. He doesn't strategize about how you manage individual opponents. He played the same way against every team. That's why Brighton and Man City beat us all the time. He doesn't know how to adapt to his environment. But I can't say Gerrard is a better manager because Gerrard has been shown up with the Villa situation.
But when did this become a Gerrard versus Arteta? Like, man, I understand.
No, but I'm just saying, no. But that's what it works out to be because you're supporting Gerrard and saying Arteta should be fired, basically, right?
No, man is man. All right, go.
I'll say it's about the record that Jay's going to put up. Arteta spent a lot of money. A whole heap of money. Whole heap of money is spent. 400-something million pounds is a lot of money for any team, and we have nothing today to show for it.
FA Cup.
So when we're talking about teams and money, look at the players we have bought. He got rid of some dead weight, I agree. And he has a team now which we can say probably about a 700 million value team, I would say, somewhere around that, given the numbers, give the players we have. So he has a better team than Emery, and he's a better team than Wenger had. He's a better team than Lumberg has. So next year, we don't want to hear any excuse from Arteta. Especially if we want to talk about 200 mil. We want no excuse from Arteta about accomplishments because even though he has done well and improved the team, he still has been shown up when he faces adversity.
Yeah, right. so I just want to know, man. Do you want to win trophies as an Arsenal fan?
Gerrard, no, we are allergic to trophies. We're allergic.
Stop talking. Why you still bring Gerrard in at this? You asked me. This started because you asked me. You asked me who. You asked me what manager should they get back them job. I'm going to say Arteta, and I gave my reasons why. For some reason, Gerrard come in at this. So I have to present what Gerrard do. I don't understand how it become a Gerrard versus Arteta thing.
Let me answer your question. Yes, I want to win trophies.
Okay. And you believe that Arteta is the man?
Arteta
has won what?
2.
How much?
2.
2
FA Cup and the Community Shield.
So you're counting the Community Shield as that?
So Diva start. Diva him dancing about Community Shield and you follow him.
No, because I just want to know if I'm counting.
You see Diva cool. You see Diva cool. That's why I'm talking sometimes. Diva cool, you know? See man see that chatter.
Boss, all I say is, did Unai Emery finish in the top 4 with Arsenal when he had them?
No. Arteta is the only
He went to the finals of the Europa League.
Yeah.
So he went to the finals of the Europa League.
Yes.
And he didn't finish in the top 4.
No.
So Arteta has done better. Arteta has done better than Unai Emery then since he
had more time. Emery got a year and a half. Arteta got 3.5 years today.
So after a year and a half, them fire Emery. And man, you were fine with them firing him.
No. I felt
we couldn't understand what he was saying. We couldn't understand his strategy.
I felt like they did. I really believe, honestly, remember, I was one who said that.
Take out the comment there before you start talking to man and stop post up sippiness. Like them stop me annoying, bro. Like what nonsense is that?
Dima, you know some of your fans think that way, right?
Those are clowns. The man literally win 2 trophies last season, play every single game in a football, and almost win a quad. Dima, and people are talking about fire club. Anyway.
And then we beat Liverpool for the Community Shield. You remember?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what I am saying is that while I agree now, because I thought Unai Emery was a good manager, I think what Arteta has done, because Arteta got the team, remember, I think the December into the January. And so what he got was, I think he got the team at the quarterfinals and he went on to win the FA Cup. Let me say that, right? Since that time, look at he has gotten rid of almost every player in that starting 11. Who is only Granit Xhaka is from the starting 11, you know. Everybody else is new, you know. So he has built a.
Let me just ask you this, man, because it's a build. The players that Arteta are working with, wasn't Unai Emery the one to bust them money, Martinelli, all of them guys? May I ask? Me no know. Emile Smith Rowe, all of these guys.
He was.
No.
He bust Saka and he bust
No. Let me help you. When Unai Emery had Saka, he was playing wing back.
He bust him.
Yeah. All right. Fine. when he had Martinelli, though he bought Martinelli, when Arteta, remember Arteta first season, he wasn't even playing Martinelli, and even I was upset, saying that why is not playing this guy? And he transformed Martinelli's game.
Okay. Smith
All
Rowe.
right? Smith Rowe was here from Arsene Wenger time playing in Europe, brother. People don't know that, but he was always injured. Remember, he even went on loan. Who again?
No, me ask you. I'm not Arsenal fan, boss. More know the players. Because you say you
Ben White is Arteta. Tommy Asu is Arteta. He brought in Thomas Partey. You understand me? He brought in
so him basically build the team now then.
So now that the team is built and is adding, now we want to see something.
Yeah, but
Arteta has been Arteta's been the best back manager in Arsenal in the last 25 years.
Really?
Best back manager in Arsenal in the last, maybe in history. Best backed manager in terms of money.
What? Bank manager. Okay.
Backed, meaning as support. Best backed manager, meaning support by the ownership. When Kronke came in, Kronke was using a self-sustaining model and wasn't investing in the team really. Buy one here for 30 million, buy one here for 20 million. We have spent a ton of money on Arteta. Ton. So when someone is saying how he should be lauded, look at the support he's gotten from ownership and how he's been backed. And as the result, marry with the outcome. And I would say this, which is, when I say this, we do have players now who can sell on for a profit, right? We didn't have that before. So the acquisitions haven't been bad. We can send Jesus for what we bought him for or more. Ramsdale, almost all the players, right? Except for maybe Partey.
Ramsdale is the most expensive goalkeeper in the leagues in England right now.
Maybe most expensive. They paid $20
He's $75 million value now. That's his value.
You mean the value of him? But those are inflated values.
Well, it don't matter.
A sack of a 160 makes no sense. They're inflated values.
Well, what I'm saying though, they have inflated all the value of all the players, and the Arsenal players stand at the highest.
Yes, that's
true.
true.
In the position, Ramsdale, Saka, Odegaard, right? They're some of the highest valued players in England.
But that's the point I'm making. Management point I'm making, which is the team is probably valued about 700 mil plus now, close to $1 billion in the teams. Whereas before it was probably negative because we couldn't sell them; we just gave them away. So it's a big difference between what we're worth today in terms of players and their value and their contribution versus what we had before. But we spent a lot of money to get them.
Boss, all I am saying is,
I think you're saying that. Sorry, Demo. 101 Arsenal again. Saka was a left back under Unai Emery. So imagine.
we said that.
But to say that he bust him is that Arteta has. Look what Arteta has done with Saka, brethren. This is.
But management, I bust you when I give you your first opportunity.
Exactly. That's all we're saying.
I can't bust you in a team already.
Hold on, people. Let me ask you this. So, I say that I do songs. I do a Calypso song. And Kronke say, yo, and me boss him, But from I do that Calypso song, it never really, you understand me? Me sell only 10 record. But then the next, Demo come on board now. I'm going to do some dancehall. And I'll be #1 hits. I know Kronke boss, man.
So, management, did Eddie Howe boss Joy Linton?
Huh?
Did Eddie Howe boss Joy Linton?
This is ridiculous.
No. I want to hear it. Did Eddie Howe boss Joy Linton? Yes or no?
Before this, we really know about Joy.
Yeah, we knew about Joy Linton missing goals. A lot of them.
I think man trolling. I think he's trolling. I think him actually. But man just say this man is
introduction to me. Boss and introduction are synonymous. They are not mutually exclusive. If
Yeah,
you say
Kronke,
he
you know
converted him, that's a different story. Convert him to a different position
exactly.
and bring out some of the potential that he had.
Exactly. But when we just say this, right?
Yeah. Go ahead.
So man, like in all honesty, I am saying I believe that there are better managers out there, i.e. Diego Simeone, other guys
Diego Simeone will go every year and go to Europe and lose.
Oh, Lord have mercy. So wait, are you telling me that you wouldn't have Diego Simeone over Arteta right now?
No. I wouldn't have Diego Simeone anywhere near North London. Stay where you are. I like to watch my football. I like to enjoy my football. I don't want to watch paint dry. I don't want to watch paint dry.
Remember ask a different question. Do you think Diego Simeone would give you a better chance of winning trophies than Arteta will?
No.
Possibly.
No.
Because only just I think about style of play. I'm talking about.
Possibly.
In the modern football, when last has he won a trophy with Atletico Madrid, sir? When last?
He won the league about 4 years ago, didn't he?
4 years ago. 4 years ago.
Against a Barcelona and Real Madrid team.
Yes, that's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Like what you mean?
That's a big deal.
That's not a little feat.
Let's see what Arteta will do in year 4.
Why we keep on say that? Like all I am saying is I think there are better managers out there that will give Arsenal a better chance for win trophies than Arteta. I don't think Arteta will win a next trophy.
So here's a question, Manningsman.
Yeah.
Would Emery with this team do as good a job as Arteta? That's the question.
Better. Only should I keep Emery? That's it.
Well,
he couldn't keep Emery. Couldn't talk English. He
improve now.
Yeah, he has improved quite a bit actually.
Normally after Emery's first season, the team normally have problems. So let's see what will happen next season.
All right. So Manningsman, my final question. I know you want to wrap up. My final question to you is, right?
The months become like
this this is what year 3. So it's going year 4, right?
Yeah.
This is what them call a trust the process thing for Uno. That's what me hear the fans that say trust the Arteta process for a minute now, right? So you trust in this process, obviously, because you don't want him get fired. When do you start questioning the project and say, listen, the man not get with no trophies, no major honors. We need to let him go.
Year 4 because we have tied down the players to long contracts. We are in
Europe.
League.
Remember just finish before you answer. No? So seeing that you spend all this money already, as Kronke just mentioned, your team, you say he built a team already, and him literally challenged. And I'm not gonna tell me say the project fast forward because you never expect this to happen this season. Well, last season, right? So you say year 4, you start to question it, or you go sack him if him not finish. Well, top 4.
Year 4 we take a deeper look. Because year 4 he could go 100 points and City still go 101. Do I sack him? I don't know that I'll do that. He could go to the Champions League final and lose in penalty shootout because Ramsdale had to kick the penalty because of sudden death. Do I sack him? I can't make that decision, but I'll say though, we need to make some assessment because one, we have tied down some players. What if the Crankies decided they're not going to give him any money in this window? Then and he goes back to the same team. Then when all the other clubs are investing, so there's a lot of ifs, buts, and maybes. But listen, we have Cranky have a meeting and he said, man, it's 2 hours and it's gone.
No, they haven't called me, so we can. They haven't called me. So. It was a Zoom call with my football team here in the States, but I haven't heard from them. So.
Oh, you have a football team and never recruit me, Kronke?
We look for quality players.
No, man. Honestly, I have to talk to you off ear in a Kronke. Honestly. Yeah.
But
all right, Arsenal fans, enjoy your mediocrity. I mean, you're coming from the days of Arsenal.
Apollo's comment on 101 that's saying inexperienced.
Apollo, hold on. Cranky, here's what we need to do. Because CC is upset that there's no Chelsea fan on the thing. But I'm going to tell her, CC, we're going to close, right? So I don't know why we would want to have Chelsea fans.
We only have teams that have done well and have potential.
The top 5.
Have potential. We don't put anybody on the chance.
This is a top 5 talk. You don't understand.
Yeah, we extended for 5 because now we're top 4. We extended to bring in Liverpool because of their past accomplishment of the last couple of seasons. But Chelsea has had
you can't say last season, boss. Last season.
We can't bring them in. They've had such a horrible season. We can't bring them on.
So next week we'll do a show and then we'll have you on when Cranky is available and Demo.
I don't know why you do that. I don't want to be on that show when I'm talking.
The bottom half of the bottom half from 10 to let's say got a feature from.
You have to get some relegated panelists, boss.
Him and Cataract and stuff, you know.
But I would say though that Arteta has to be questioned, management. Next year come, and we are challenging again. I'm not gonna say he has to win the league. We're gonna challenge in both Europe and challenge in the league and do better in the cups. We can't end this year. We were awful in the cup competitions, and we failed it in the league. And Arteta, and we hear Apollo on 101 keep talking about this concept of inexperienced manager. If you manage the Premier League for 3.5 years, just like Saka playing for like 4 years, you're no longer inexperienced in football in terms. 3.5 years is long enough to sort things out. And when you're paying somebody 200,000 plus, like Saka is getting, you're no longer young or inexperienced in football in years. I don't care if you're 20 or 19. If you're in the league for 4 years, you're no longer young. Your career span is only between 4 and 12 years, frankly. So you can't be.
But Kronke, this is what you guys do. Whenever they're doing well, you not hear, oh, them so young and this and that. As soon as them start misfiring, oh, remember that they're young and inexperienced. Oh, come on.
I understand. Arteta, I agree with you. Arteta finished second with the youngest team in the league.
Okay, that's fact.
Who finished below him had a better season. That don't make any sense.
What are we talking in the league or the season? Like, we're not go back to we're not go back to that. We're not go back. But Kronke had something to ask me about McAllister earlier, so I will never that transfer.
So let's touch upon that actually, which is it's unbelievable. You got McAllister for 35 plus add-ons.
Yeah, it's probably 55.
He must have had a buyout clause, didn't he? They must
have he did. He did.
Yeah.
It's probably 55 with add-ons, though.
Yeah, it's 55 with add-ons, but it's 35 the base price, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which makes no sense to me.
And how many
years? Brighton, I want to sell us Caicedo for like 70 when McAllister wasn't. Caicedo's not twice as good as McAllister. Sorry, he's not.
How long is the contract?
Yeah? 2027, I think it is.
Oh, so that's 4 into 35? 4 years? 4 into 35 is not a lot.
Yeah.
It's cheap. They got him for nothing. I mean, 35 million for a World Cup winner who is playing brilliant football, who can play both the 10 and the 8, who can score goals. That's crazy.
Listen, that's a steal of the century. I don't see no more transfers yet, but this boy, steal of the century. I must say I'm happy, and but for me, McAllister isn't going to solve the problems. I know a lot of Liverpool fans were disappointed that we didn't get Jude Bellingham. I mean, obviously I'm disappointed because of the quality and the age, and obviously he's a baller, right? But for the money where them ask,
what league you playing in Europe?
Say that again.
What league will Liverpool be playing in Europe?
Europa.
So why would Jude Bellingham leave from Champions League?
Why did McAllister leave Manchester United and come?
Because he plays at Brighton.
McAllister Manchester who?
Manchester United wanted McAllister, boss. They're in the Champions League.
No,
and he chose us.
But no, Dima, man, he's not leaving.
There was speculation. There was no affirmation.
No. There was no speculation. McAllister, the same thing with Gakpo. Manchester United wanted Gakpo, and he chose us. The same with Sadio Mane. The Manchester United did want Mane, he chose us. It happens all the time.
Mane says that actually.
But we are talking about McAllister. McAllister was really that.
But there was proper interest in McAllister from Manchester United. I'm not ask you, I know. Because he said it. He said it in his interview.
Because Vieira hasn't done much on my team. Paid 30 mil for Vieira, and he still hasn't shown me anything yet to say deserve.
Yeah, but before I was rudely interrupted by Manningsman asking me a ridiculous question, because obviously Jurgen Klopp is the pull why players would come to the club and not what we're playing. But anyway, yeah, so we would love Jude Bellingham, but for the money that we would have paid, it was kind of ridiculous to do that. So
no matter what you have paid, Jude Bellingham was not going to pay no Europa League.
Boss, just we're not do this, management. Just let me finish. So I'm saying, so me finish what I said. Nobody's my keeper that cut me. So for the money that we've played, we're ridiculous. And so I think that McAllister won't be the fix, because remember we lose Naby Keita, Oxlade Chamberlain, James Milner, Firmino, blah blah blah. So we need bodies as well. And so
you lose no baggage.
So 35 mil steel, and then now we're looking for Kronke and Turam, which is for me is going to be two really good signings. Once to pull them off, and it's gonna be really good. Well, it'll probably be the same price we would have paid for Jude Bellingham, which is awesome for me because we lose so much bodies and we're
So let me
getting some
ask you
So I
quality
have a
players.
question for you to the panelists. I have a question for you. Rice or Bellingham?
It depends on where you look for in your team. If you need a
I,
defensive
I,
midfielder,
I
you
think,
clearly choose
yeah,
Rice.
Rice. I think Rice would be better at Arsenal.
Yeah, it depends on what you want for your team because you have a Odegaard and Xhaka, whatever. Or Xhaka
No.
left, my bad.
Bellingham
Xhaka
would be
left.
better for our team. Bellingham would be better. We have two
But
CDMs. We don't have any number
Party
8
and
when
no,
Xhaka leave.
Party and Jorginho and Zaka leaving Arsenal this year.
And say Georgina.
Uh,
Forget
I don't think
Ronaldo.
Partey is leaving, actually. Nobody's going to pay him 140
Chelsea,
a year. You got to understand,
Chelsea.
we pay a lot of money.
Let me ask you this, Demo.
Mm.
Didn't Liverpool want Mount?
Yeah.
Oh,
Actually, you
didn't he?
still want
Hold on,
Mount,
hold
but
on.
the money is too
Isn't,
much.
hold on. Isn't he at Manchester United? Isn't he?
No,
No?
no.
What are you talking about, no?
So,
Negotiation.
They haven't bought him yet, Mannings, man.
so let me
They
ask
don't
you
want to pay
this.
the 75
So,
mil.
so
It's a
if
lot of
Mount
money.
leaves, if Mount leaves, Liverpool doesn't choose Liverpool but choose United. Can I come back to you and say, in the same way you just said, McAllister, we got McAllister over
No, it's
Manchester.
not.
Can I
It's
come?
not the same thing because we pulled out
Oh,
of the
it's
deal
not the
because of the
same thing.
money. Yeah.
Oh, so how you know that
McAllister
Manchester
actually chose us.
then Mount go and choose Manchester United?
But boss,
Yeah,
is it,
I'm sorry, no. You know,
there's a
Chelsea,
difference. You see sure many and the Real Madrid and Liverpool actually him choose Real Madrid. So anybody who come to me and say, oh, sure many choose Real Madrid over Liverpool, yes. We never pull out of the sure many deal, he chose Real Madrid. And that's why I'm a ratting on the bench. But anyway, we're not getting into all of that. This
So it's
now
a,
is
it's a bit of
boss, is that a bitter thing? This is totally different because McAllister actually chose us. This has been since a good while back the groundwork are done. Since we have Julian Ward, that groundwork was done. So the man actually chose us over whoever Premier League. Chelsea was also another team who came in at the last minute to try and get him. And the man chose we.
Chelsea coming
So
for everybody at some point. Every single
exactly. And I ask, man, I watch these interviews thoroughly, word for word.
All right. All right, people, listen. I mean, this was a good show. Really, really good time. Thanks to Demo. In I don't know, not Liverpool colors. I don't know if that will be the color of the new
He's at the
Liverpool
North
jersey.
Pole. He's at the North Pole.
Marlon is here. He's representing in his Manchester United jersey. Kronke, wearing black is mourning.
I'm mourning, yes. It was deliberate, by the way. I'm mourning.
Yes.
We led for 258 days, as Demo said.
It was
and
not
we choked in the end.
258
Oh
days.
my god.
Mannings man. So do you take out international? Wait, Mannings man, wait. If you don't do that way, you take out international windows. You take out holidays. What do you take out?
Because it is the first time you take out the World Cup because the World Cup was played in the middle of the season.
Take out Mondays and Tuesdays too.
We left for
Take out Mondays and Tuesdays.
We're not taking out anything.
Take out Mondays and Tuesdays. Only use weekends.
Hey, people, listen. They get it wrong. You have to take out the World Cup.
Oh, man, don't close it. Don't close it. The last thing about the season. I noticed that, like for me, Arsenal always have the best kits. From Adidas. So I just want to know, when I think about the new kits for the next season, for me, it's not as good as the last one when they dropped.
With the gold, which one are you talking? The red and white
the
one?
New home kit.
Home kit. Yeah, I think the home. I mean, I like the only team I think can compete with Arsenal is Manchester United when it comes on to kit.
You see Man U new kit? You think yours better than Man U new kit?
I haven't seen theirs, but
okay.
I just think Adidas is above the rest of people in terms of kit design.
Clear.
So Chelsea,
like everything from thing. I think Adidas and Puma have really stepped up their kit design over the past couple of years. I think Nike, I haven't seen nothing for Nike that exciting over the past couple of years.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just think
I don't focus on kits. I focus on players. I don't spend time looking at kits.
But you know, have no thoughts about a kid, Kronke.
None. None.
No.
I just buy a jersey for the year. I never focus on the quality of the kit or her design of it. I'm focused on which player are you buying who's gonna wear that kit.
All right, so let me ask you this. Yeah, let me ask you this. Instead of focus, you see Liverpool alternate kit last season, the one with ring and make your eye dizzy. You care for that kit?
No. I don't think that be too creative with kits enough. If you
that was the worst.
It loses the footballing component, the core component of what you're trying to.
That was the worst jersey I ever seen in my life. So me have to care about the kit.
Yeah, the next show we're going to discuss like who to add to our teams. So we can looking at some names, in terms of who can be added to our teams, because the transfer window don't open it though these are being done.
Next week.
Official, it's next week. So hopefully we'll come back and
next week Wednesday transfer window open, and we're gonna make sure we have 2 midfielders.
By that time I'll have Thuram along with McAllister.
I like how Liverpool does their business though. And we did a good job last year of getting our people on board before the preseason started.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Other years we'd wait until the last day of the season, and then we struggle. So it's a good way to do business.
Man, always have the drama. I think hopefully they can get Kim Min-jae by the window open.
No, you're gonna have drama because you don't have no owner. Your ownership.
I was just going to ask Marlon, the Saudi thing go through? Because I see a whole heap of thing today.
Yeah. It look like me have to give it. Hey, listen, look like me have to leave in for 15 minutes.
No, man, we're done. I've been here for a minute.
We can't say good night.
Yeah, people, bless up. We're going to talk about that. Players coming in next week. Yeah, understand. Big up for yourself, everybody.
Big up. Yes, sir.
I say Demo talk about cricket to the people. West Indies are player. And Demo tell the people them when say like the big star.
Athens. I said Athens, crown him the new king. Those were my words. Crown him the new king.
Boss. King in West Indies cricket team. You can't believe that. West Indies no prince, much less you have king for cricket. Demo.
You heard it here first. Me not say where the world saying.
It's a small
man. Listen to me.
It's a bush
me not say.
It's a bush kid.
Hold on no. Me not say where the world saying. No. Me say things for the world follow. So when you see that, just know say I said that first.
Tell us who the West Indies were playing.
The UAE.
What is that? That's like an alphabet thing.
Hold on. You see, I can't argue with you about cricket. So just close the show.
Demo.
Boss.
You are new to the cricket thing, Demo. You're new.
What?
Can
we not do this? Let us not do this, please.
Demo. You know why people let me don't follow cricket anymore, Demo? Because we're used to greatness. We don't follow bush leagues.
Oh my god.
We're used to greatness, Demo. We don't follow bush leagues.
So that's why you can't talk to me about Athens then. You just have to sit back and relax and watch him greatness rise.
Because
you don't follow the cricket anymore.
Until the player go to the world stage and produce Demo, we can't follow them.
Oh my gosh, bro.
You have a lot of development. Not there as yet. He's young, he has a lot of development. Shamar is.
Who said that? Marlon?
Marlon, yeah.
No, sir, football you talk, but definitely can't talk cricket with you. What? Boss, Alec Athens is the new king of West Indies cricket, right?
Demo,
all right?
They're United Arab Emirates, Demo. Come on.
But man, that's the point. It's not just this. Today was his debut. Why would I say this about him debut?
They lost 6 wickets. Chasing 180 something. They
lost 6 wickets. Alec Athens was the best cricketer coming out of our regional cricket this season. The man averaged 64.
In our regional
64,
cricket,
the man.
In our regional cricket, you know how far off stand up for regional. Hey, people, Jason is right, It sounds good when they say it, Demo. But all know, you not see nobody will follow you.
No, because I just said it today. So when time the man thing big, everybody goes jump on the wagon. Hey, but just know where you heard it first. That's all I'm saying.
All right, people, great show. Champions League tomorrow, quickly.
Oh Lord.
Man City 2-1. 2-1 Man City.
Demo, quick score prediction.
Man City 3-0.
Marlon.
No, guess what? Inter Milan taking it. I think in this Inter Milan
Taking what?
Champions League, Inter Milan, look, Inter Milan can match match up to Man City tomorrow and win it.
Marlon, you hear the statement that everybody have planned to get punched? Mike Tyson, everybody have planned to get hit in the Marlon. All of a sudden you realize where I hit you.
Well,
that's Arsenal,
what?
by the way. It's an Arsenal fan telling you how we were all motivated to go play Man City until we felt the right hook and the left hook, and we say, you know what, next year.
Man City are the favorites. I see some people even say Man City are 95% favorites over, but remember they still have tradition with them when they reach this part in the Champions League. Right?
No, Marlon, you know what the man did this year, Marlon? Him say, you know what? You just roll the ball, go play it. Now make no addition, not change. I'm playing this. I'm not even making change at halftime or 70 minutes. I'm gonna play the same team so I don't mess it up. I'm trying not to mess it up. That's what he's doing.
All right, people. We'll give you some update on it. You understand me? Grealish to silence Kronke tomorrow with a goal in a 3-1 win. Big up Jason Goodall.
I agree.
5 goals and 7 assists in a 38-game season.
Yeah,
that surprised me.
Lautaro Martinez tomorrow, 2-1.
All right, Argentina with the goals. Lukaku, nothing from him, but people bless up. Thanks for
Man is man, give you a score and don't chicken out the team. Give you a score for your coach. Give you a score.
Listen, the way that I'd feel better about Arsenal doing good enough is if City win. If City win and say, listen, the champions of Europe, we were the closest team to them in the Premier League. So I want City to win for that reason.
Okay, so that's your score prediction. What?
My score prediction is, I think that Haaland is going to score a hat trick. So I'm going 4. I'm going 4-2.
Okay.
I think Lukaku will score a goal.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going 4-2 with Haaland, a hat trick for Haaland.
I remember I say Haaland is a water down Lukaku. I remember. So it's the battle of two.
We really know that you change your mind now, man. I know that
Was
you
that
really
when you were warm or cold when you said that? You were cold or warm?
Yo, man is my closest show.
Lukaku. Wow, what a comment.
Okay, guys.
People, yeah, man. Big up Marlon. Yeah, man.
Bless up.
Night. Yeah, man. Big up Demo. Kronke. Blessings. Thank you as usual. All the persons in the comment section from Jason Guna, BM, Pristine, Fresh God, Jew, aka Fortis, all the Arsenal 101 family. Bless up yourself. CC Sports Lab, no Comedy Central around here. You understand me? Coach Minzy was here earlier. Go and check out the coach's desk. That is going on now. Biggs G up and running. You understand me? Everybody else, Joan Spence was here as well. King Lee, blessings to you. RR, Flavor Max. Yeah, man. Everybody, bless up on yourself. I am Man in His Man. This has been I Am Sure Sports. Ellen Win. Up. And as usual, it gets to this point of the show. We say we are over and we are OUT of the year.